#1 sack defense in America, has knocked the Sooners back. But Oklahoma threatening. Exciting first quarter here in Stillwater. 14-7 Oklahoma State. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. Norman, one of the most lopsided in-state rivalries out there. Folks trying to rescript it tonight. It's a 15 to play.
Yeah, Oklahoma's looking at the same thing.
Pressure, launch to the end zone. One-on-one, caught, touchdown. Austin Stogner. The H-backs have been enormous so far for OU.
Are you kidding me? Honestly, are you kidding me on this throw? A fadeaway, they bring everybody. They bring the house. And he puts it as he's falling away, up over the shoulder of Stogner, away from the defender. Look at the big guy. You got a big receiver against a safety, put it up in the air. There's a aggressive pylon camera that's checking just to make sure that he breaks the plane. Looks like he does. Very close there, Bill.
Stogner at 6'6", and the H-backs 5 catches tonight. Who's Mikey Henderson, who played that position a year ago for Oklahoma? They just ate the Cowboys alive with passes to the H-back.
Well, look, like you said, look at the blitz. I mean, they bring everybody. Stogner says, I told you guys, look at this one. Everybody's coming, and here he is. It's a big tight end out in space. And look at this matchup. Look at the pressure. Nobody's going to pick this up. I want you to watch 13 fall away as he's throwing that. And then look where this football lands.
That's just beautiful. So the roughing the punter penalty, John Paul Richardson, which prolongs the drive, ends up being crucial as OU has drawn level again at 14.
Big fella had a little push there at the end, but when you throw the ball that well, hopefully, Bill, the officials let that go. I mean, it wasn't that big of a push.
We were talking earlier in the game about mutual combat.
Yeah.
They both were kind of putting their hands on.
I like that.
Nobody's really gaining any advantage. You're just finding your opponent.
Yeah. How about that throw?
For Oklahoma fans who've seen Williams struggle the last couple of games, is a very positive start. Yeah, the young quarterback on the road against one of the better defenses in America. From the goal line, Presley. Another good return. Once again, he's finding space. Cuts it back. Brennan Presley into Oklahoma territory. Can they run him down? Touchdown, Oklahoma State. A lightning strike. 100 yards.
With his speed, he doesn't need a lot of room. Some good blocks on his side. He pulled away from Brian Meade, the linebacker who's covering that kickoff. Looked like he had a chance to maybe bring him down. With the right side on that right return. A couple critical blocks. And you get him out in space. He's exciting.
You're right. Excellent blocking once again early in the return. The second straight kickoff return. But that time when he got space, they could not run him down. 5'8", 175 out of Tulsa.
Watch 52, 47. Boom, boom. A couple good blocks. Then right there, I thought Meade might bring him down. Now he's dangerous. Now he's out in space. Nobody's going to be able to catch him.
Fireworks all over the place. The special teams deliver for Mike Gundy. The third time, Oklahoma State back on top by a touchdown. Spencer Sanders says, I got no problem with skipping a series. Let's take the lead on special teams.
And what an answer after that great drive of 15 plays and a throw by Caleb Williams. There's a reaction from the quarterback. This is Bedlam.
Presley's had a terrific year as a receiver, but he is just built perfectly for this role. Once again, this Oklahoma offense is going to have to answer. They've been up to it so far. For Tyreek Hill, an electric play. Had no series with that when he was Oklahoma State. Yeah. You do something in this rivalry, especially when you're on the Cowboys side. If you can win this game, that's become part of Oklahoma State lore. Gray knocked down by his own man, tripped down at the 18-yard line. AT&T 5G Sky Cam. Zooming over the field here. Sky Pass is streaming live on ESPN3 and the ESPN app. Great Clips Command Center, also streaming on the ESPN app and ESPN3. Lots of ways to enjoy this Bedlam game. So Williams and the Sooners took back to work for their 16.
Just as Lincoln Riley told us, he felt that they would have to throw, especially early in this game, because of the style of defense that Jim Knowles plays, where he's attacking. And they have. They're 120 yards through the only 16 on the ground.
Brooks has some space in the middle and muscles forward for about 5.
Well, I think this offensive line is really prone. I mean, it's been an area over the years. It's while all the skill guys get most of the attention, anybody who really follows Oklahoma would tell you the offensive line and how physical they have been over the years has been incredible. And this year, it was a group that had to gel. They've had some injuries, they've had some new faces, and late in the year, you can start to see them kind of putting it together and playing with more continuity because of the obvious experience.
Brooks in the flat. Has a couple excellent blocks, makes the cut. Kennedy Brooks. They track him down at the 45-yard line, but a big play out of the backfield and a whiff by Thomas Harper there.
Well, watch the wall that Harper runs into because Stogner gets out there. You also see Hall, and he had Kennedy Brooks man-to-man. And so by creating that wall for him to have to work through, it gave Brooks enough room to catch the ball and then have enough room to be able to get upfield and pull away.
Not used as a receiver that often. Typically, that's Eric Gray in that role. This is the 6th catch for Brooks. They fake it to him, fire down the middle, and it's Stogner running free. And the H-back into Oklahoma State territory.
But when you come downhill, you're going to be aggressive. Be careful. Watch him hesitate and then get behind you. Watch the little hesitation. I'm just blocking. Nope, I'm going behind you. Good job of baiting the safety, a veteran safety, and then getting behind him. And I love how that time Caleb Williams helped sell that by being patient before he made that throw.
It's all about the H-backs tonight. Not look to feature the wide receivers yet. Working down the middle of the field. Cowboys crowd the line. Brooks gets through that one. Brooks breaks a tackle in the clear and now muscled out at the 11-yard line.
See, you go back to that last play. By running that play, not only is it successful, now I'm a safety. Now I got to be a little bit leery. Instead of just coming downhill quickly against this run game, now I got to worry about play action. And now by sitting back, now you can go back to your bread and butter, physicality, running the football and trying to win the line of scrimmage.
That run puts Brooks over 1,000 yards for the season. The 3rd time the running back has done that in his Oklahoma career. First down outside the 10. Brooks has it again. That time smashed right at the line of scrimmage. As Brooks joins guys like Damon Parker, the great Adrian Peterson, Samaje Perine. That's a pretty exclusive 3,000-yard season. Of course, Brooks opted out, did not play in the 2020 COVID season. But he has been a serious force in these Bedlam games. Hurt the Cowboys big time in 18 and 19. 160 plus in each of those 2 games. Gray is in for him on this 2nd and 10. Williams checks it down underneath, and this all wrestled down by Taylor. 3rd down coming up. Let's get feisty. Darby and Harper jawing. Yeah, funny.
There's Darby up.
Harper, poor photographer, paid the price.
Man down.
He needs 6 here on 3rd down. Important sequence. Gray is the tailback. 3 men to the right. They throw back to the left. One-on-one jump ball, and it's broken up. Trying to get the ball to Jaden Hazelwood and Jarrett Bernard-Converse. The most targeted defensive back in coverage, made a nice play, and here comes the field goal team.
Well, he loses him. He put his hand on him, and then he got behind him. The reason they like to go to Hazelwood down here is he's 6'3". Ball's thrown pretty well, but give Bernard Converse credit. Never quite gave up on the play and eventually got a hand in there to be able to knock it away.
Burknich was ultra-reliable till the last couple of games. He missed 2. Wide right in the loss to Baylor. Doinked a chip shot up the left upright last week. Needs to make to get back some of that confidence and drives that one through. So Oklahoma, another long drive, but they settled for 3. The Cowboys lead is 4.
You know, you're wondering, is that pass interference? Bill, the left hand, though, right?
Yeah, he's got a restriction with the left arm that's forcing the receiver only to go up with one hand. That's not mutual combat. That's restriction.
He's just livid.
And restriction is what I think Lincoln Riley, I mean, he worked the officials over, giving some demonstration during that whole break.
Careful when you demonstrate. Don't put your hands on the official.
Yeah. I think he has Bill, after looking at that second shot, you could really see the hook there with that left arm.
I would have easily supported a pass interference call.
And this is a short kick to keep it away from Presley. That's Richardson knocked down at the 28-yard line to Chris Felica. The Bear with our Affleck trivia question tonight. Chris?
Test your little knowledge here with the recent college football playoff history with tonight's Affleck trivia question. Oklahoma 10th, Oklahoma State 7th this week. What is the lowest ranking entering championship Saturday for a team which went on to reach the CFP? So basically we'll be looking at Tuesday's ranking.
Ohio State was 6 and 14.
First year of the playoffs.
Yeah, they went by TCU and Baylor.
Ernell Jones stepped in the Big Ten championship. They were like 16th when the first rankings came out. They were way down there, I think. Sanders on the run, and the ball batted down, just rejected by big Isaiah Thomas, senior from Tulsa.
Isaiah Thomas is a very gifted athlete that can play inside and outside. 11.5 tackles for a loss there. He's obviously just the awareness there and the length to be able to go up at 6'5" and bat that ball away. But he can play inside, and they've used him all over the place. Right now playing on the edge. Oh, look at all that pre-snap movement.
See the defense shifting around. Sanders rolls that side and fits it into a nice window. Finding space in the zone there was Tay Martin.
So when Oklahoma moves 3 times, what do you do? You just roll away from it. Don't worry about protecting yourself. Get out away from that pressure. And what a throw there between 3 Sooner defenders. Zone coverage. Nice job of settling there by Tay Martin. And a good throw by Spencer Sanders. You can see the relationship and the trust there by a couple of veterans. I thought they were a more ball control and defense kind of team these days.
And change the pattern. And this is Presley on the electric kick return for a touchdown. Moves the ball back into OU territory.
Mike Gundy gets into a huge rivalry game, and he just can't help himself, right? Big stage, been winning with defense and running the football, and he says, nah, not in Bedlam. We're swinging for the fences.
Play action, slant, and the ball batted away. Broken up nicely by Woody Washington. And that flag comes in very late now. Thrown by the back judge. This will not be pleasing to Riley, who is upset about the non-call. It's his receiver.
I think it's the same call. I think the opposite hand from the hand that the defender, Washington, used to deflect the ball. I think the right arm this time gets around the receiver.
Defense, number 0. The ball be placed in the spot of the foul.
Lincoln saying, guys, that's exactly what happened to my guy. Watch his right arm. Left arm works the football. Right arm wraps the arm of Tay Martin.
We refer to that as a hook and turn.
Hook and turn. There it is.
Fresh bodies for the OU defensive front. 3 backups in there. Oklahoma State threatening again. Three receivers stacked to the left. And they get the ball out. A flag is down. Catch made by Presley, who's wrestled down at the 34.
Just a free play there. Oklahoma jumped. But they are moving a lot up front. A lot of stunts, a lot of pre-snap movement, trying to affect Oklahoma State and our offensive line's communication.
Offside, defense, number 96. In the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So it's this movement before the ball. You know, you think, why are these guys doing that? Well, they go from an odd look to an even look, and anytime they move as a group, it affects what that center is calling out to communicate what they need to do, whether it's pass protection or combination blocks in the run game. That's Alex Grinch has been doing that since he was at Washington State as a defensive coordinator.
1st and 5 now. Sanders keeps it and doesn't get the blocks he needs. Flying in to make the play is Turner Yell from a safety position.
Yeah, he does a nice job. They're actually rotating and moving. Keep an eye on him. He comes all the way over because of the motion, and his eyes are in that backfield, anticipating a run. You know, they missed him this year. This secondary is buttoned up now because they're healthy. Turner Yell comes back, and it allows the others to move around.
Sanders takes off, escapes the pocket, sprints straight down the field, and dives for a first down inside the 25. 18 runs of 10-plus yards this year. That's a lot for a quarterback.
Again, the scouting report had to say 3 is a factor, especially on third downs where you can scramble. Nobody there in the middle of the defense.
Playing with tempo, and in the flat, it's Warren. They didn't really account for him. They still had him to the ground. Finally, after an 8-yard gain, tackled at the 14 by Washington.
Well, Oklahoma State is not only having success, they're doing it with the tempo to impact what Oklahoma can do to settle in and make adjustments.
They don't look settled in at all. Warren spins free of a tackle. It's first and goal.
You know you have a defense in trouble when they're looking over the sidelines. They're trying to get substitutions. You got guys with hands on their hips trying to get on the same page. It's been this way most of this first half. This is not what the scouting report showed of Sanders and this offense from most of what you've seen all year.
But this is Bedlam. Expect the unexpected, everybody says, right?
That's right.
First and goal, a chance to build the lead to the 11 if they can get the ball in the end zone. Warren is
Yes.
back immediately.
And what he can do running the football. I told you he may run it 12 to 15 times tonight. So far, just 6 carries.
Interesting call here now, Kirk. Third and goal from the 4. 3 receivers split wide left. And they give it to Warren, and the Sooners all over him. Nick Benito flew in, dropped him back at the 10, and here comes a field goal attempt.
It looked like a miscommunication on the right side of the offensive line. Wilson, a right tackle, he goes out wide. Watch him move out to his outside. Benito goes underneath him, and nobody picks up the most gifted front player that OU has. I mean, you've got to be aware of where 11 is, but Wilson moves to his outside, making it easy for Nick Benito to come up underneath and make a tackle for loss.
Tanner Brown, Californian, is very, very reliable inside 40 yards. Knocks that one through. So Oklahoma State back up by 7.
Local restaurants have been hit hard by fees from delivery apps.
They take a huge chunk of our bottom line. All of that comes out of our pocket and goes to them.
So Domino's franchisees went to local restaurants and bought $100,000 of their gift cards to give out to our customers. That way they could support a mom and pop by ordering directly from them.
And no one got hit by delivery app fees.
I can't believe one restaurant is buying another restaurant's gift certificates to give out, but it sure is wonderful.
So if you're not getting Domino's, skip the delivery apps and order directly from a local restaurant.
into that magic realm between here and there, a no man.
Is brought to you by General Mills. This football season, it doesn't matter where you're watching or how you pregame. We are all Tailgate Nation. So let's prep your home field with the ultimate game time game plan, including tasty recipes and savings at wearetailgatenation.com.
Those are the two previous top 10 matchups in Bedlam history. 84, Sooners had the answer. Then in 2015, 58-23, Oklahoma, a resounding winner. A lot of history against Oklahoma State. They would like to re-script that tonight. This is enormous for them. Yes, they've clinched a spot in the Big 12 championship game, but if they can win, besides bragging rights, besides paying back the Sooners for all the misery, they would get Baylor instead of a rematch in Arlington. And that matters.
Keep themselves alive for not only a Big 12 championship, but also a shot to get to the play.
Hard hit on Gray. He is smacked at the 18. Cowboys special teams strong so far. Big edge.
Well, let's talk about Caleb Williams here. Early in the game, a lot of pressure. And I think it caught him off guard. He was just kind of settling into the game. They were coming from a lot of different spots. And then I think you saw him start to see the pressure, find the one-on-one matchups. And once he found the matchups, it was about just getting the ball and letting your receivers win. Look at that pressure. Doesn't let the pressure get to him, puts the ball up where Stogner can make a play on it. And that's been the adjustment. Quicker passes and moving the launch spot where he's throwing the football instead of just sitting in that pocket, sometimes getting him out on the edge.
From the pocket, launches downfield, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Trayvon West. Haven't really been able to get the ball to Jaden Hazelwood or Marvin Mims, the speedy edge players. Mims is the real deep threat in this offense.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the ball downfield to Mims, to Woods. Like you said, Mario Williams has that ability. So far, he's taken some shots with West. We've seen Stogner get some one-on-one chances. Hall also has been a good target for him.
Second and 10, three-man rush, plenty of time. Williams finds a hole in that zone and gets it to Hazelwood, who makes the catch right at the marker. It's a first down.
When they don't bring that pressure, they're not obviously putting the same kind of heat on Caleb Williams. He's kind of waiting and being patient, and then he shows you the arm strength as Hazelwood that time just sat in the hole of the zone. Lincoln Riley communicating with him at about the 15-yard line.
Big cushion on the right. Williams pressure. Buying time. And is run down. Made a dangerous throw on the sidelines. Coming after him was Devin Harper, full speed, and Williams hit the deck. Check in with Kevin DeGotti for an update.
First now for our Dr. Pepper Fansville studio update. Number 6 Notre Dame on the farm, taking on Stanford. Jack Cohn to George Tackesburg.
And one thing about it, Notre Dame has a plethora of tight ends, and he finds one.
2 touchdowns for Cohn right now. They're up 17-0 Irish. Back to Chris and Kirk.
It's curious that Thanksgiving weekend crowd in Palo Alto when the Irish come in there. It's intimate usually.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Notre Dame trying to finish 11-1. Of course, very much stay alive in their CFP conversation. On second and 10, Brooks has got it, and they give him the edge. And he's off and running. Finally pulled out near midfield.
Nice job by What's Jordan Hazelwood work on just kind of help seal the edge up at the top. Does a nice job bouncing right around that block, and then it's a tough tackle. You know, safety coming up against the size of Kennedy Brooks, 215 pounds, running at full speed. He can either run or make you miss. Time made Harbor Peel miss.
Makes it more for Brooks, is a solid first half, 53 yards rushing. Short throw. Hazelwood wrestled down after about a 3-yard gain. Holly?
Guys, it's really remarkable. Kennedy Brooks, as you know, sat out all last year, opting out due to COVID concerns, but he did not stop working. We've told the story before, but he got up at 5 a.m. every day, would do 2-a-days, whether it was footwork, speed drills, and then he would do a workout in the weight room. He kept working every single day, so when he came back, he hit the ground running. It did take him a couple of games to get into it, but he is at prime form right now. Really proud of this young man, how he kept his work habits even though he sat out.
Good point, Holly. Physically, he's his best he's ever been. And in the backfield, Williams kind of hesitated, and he'll be trapped for a 2-yard loss, and now it's 3rd and long.
Great job up front, getting off of blocks, a play-action look. Got pressure from the outside. Saw the freshman Oliver work around. Then he had to step up, and look at the interior. Good job of the big fellas being able to get off of their blocks. SC 99 right there to bring him down.
Also ran into a 320-pounder there.
See if Jim Knowles brings heat or sits back, rushes 3, drops 8.
Bring some pressure off the edge. Sooners center run into it, but Brooks is tripped out for another loss. That's Tyler Lacey, the best pro prospect on this defense with the tackle.
How about him? I mean, he's just collapsing. I think he's expecting run. Pass rather. Watch Chris. He's taking Caleb Williams, and then he gets around the pulling guard, Murray, and throws that big left arm and trips up Kennedy Brooks.
Seeing the defense, it is among the best in tackles for loss, right near the top all season long. They had 2 back-to-back tackles for loss when the Sooners were threatening. Drive is snuffed out. Presley waves for the fair catch at the 14-yard line. So 3:02 to play before halftime. Hopes will try to add to a 7-point lead here in Stillwater.
minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin, got a great environment. Still, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, Caleb Williams started slow. Now he's picked up. It's going to be up to that Oklahoma State defense. Can they get a stop? That's what the side of the ball they have to lean on.
A rivalry weekend is the best. First time we had
aggressive here. It's Jaden Gray, the freshman from Norman, who makes a play in the first down of the 30.
I think Mike Gundy feels that he's got a really good young group, and he thinks that eventually they'll get back to being the explosive offense. Again, coming into this weekend, they weren't necessarily that kind of offense. Tonight, they've shown that, but he loves these young freshman receivers with Green and Bray and others.
Keeper. Sanders knocked down. Well, they punted quickly in their first possession. Then Kirk, touchdown. He got the kickoff return for a touchdown. Field goal on the last drive. They've been motoring all over the field tonight.
Yeah, and they're doing it very fast. You know, they're trying to put this Oklahoma defense on its heels, and they're doing a good job of it.
2nd and 7. Sanders felt the pressure, steps up and throws a low bullet, incomplete. Tay Martin tried to make a tough catch. Pretty well covered by Washington. It's 3rd and 7.
Wow, he just missed that. I mean, he had it. He stepped up very nicely. He had a little bit of pressure from the out to his right by Jalen Redmond and just missed the throw. In a one-on-one matchup, middle of the field, you had separation from Tay Martin.
Martin has 3 catches and a touchdown in the first half. He's lined up to the right. 3-man rush, plenty of time, delivered in traffic. It's intercepted by Washington. He's got a convoy down the sideline. Washington looks in the end zone. Pick 6. Sooners. They're talking about it. Hold on. They're talking about step out. And the spot may come back outside the 15. Let's take a look at this.
Rolling on the field is an interception. First down, Oklahoma.
Well, it clearly is an interception. Just make sure that he did step out of bounds. Washington is such an injury-plagued season.
Chris, I think what he saw on 3rd down is he looked out and he felt that he saw man-to-man because of the square shoulders from the corner. But instead, he drops to zone. And when he drops to zone, he's right in the way and able to step it up. See, he thought he was a man-to-man. He thought he was eliminated with that outside receiver. Good job of disguising that by Woody Washington. And then he comes out of man. He's in zone, steps right in front of the throw, and then he's down the sideline. Steps out of bounds right there.
Definitely stepped out. So the Sooners are set up at the 14-yard line. Momentum-changing play near the end of the half. And Williams backpedals and throws it to the 11-yard line. That's Hazelwood, has been kind of the underneath target tonight.
Well, this is a turning point in the game. Oklahoma State's offense was doing everything and pretty much they wanted, dictating things, and one critical mistake in their own territory, and Caleb Williams has a chance to tie it before the half.
21st takeaway by the Sooners. They lead the conference. A rare pick thrown by Sanders. Play action, long throw, jump ball in the end zone, and that's Hazelwood. This time he does draw the pass interference flag from Christian Holmes.
These Oklahoma State defenders, when they've been one-on-one, have struggled to find the football. This time again, Holmes never turns his head around. It's a slot fade again. They continue to go to this play because they love the matchups. And again, we see an Oklahoma State defensive back really get lost in where he is in coverage and not locate the football, and then he's in no man's land.
I'm not sure why there's a long
We've got 2
big officials.
We've got 2 flags.
Yeah, that was definitely in the end zone, which was spotted at the 2. There's one back in the backfield.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Pass interference, defense, number 0. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 56 of the offense. Those fouls offset. We'll replay the down.
It's the guard, Chris Murray, who said got a little too fired up there. He shoved the man to the ground. That's a little ticky-tack.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that call. I thought we had a pass interference. I was very surprised that they called that on Murray.
Ball was out. He kind of knocked the pass rusher down, but it didn't look like much. So 2nd and 7 again. Woods goes in motion. Brooks has the football, knocked down after about a 2-yard gain.
Watch 56. This is the play on Murray. This is the call. The defender went airborne, and then he comes down. Okay, Bill, I don't know how you feel about those. I mean, I know it was late, but
when a player's on the ground,
yeah,
and you attack him on the ground, that is a personal foul.
Really?
I saw the initial push. I didn't see him go land on the guy.
Yeah. We can't do that anymore? We can't land on him?
Maybe in your era, but not in mine.
3rd and 6 here. Final minute of this first half. Williams once again, jumbo end zone battle, catch made, touchdown, Braden Willis, and the Sooners win a battle on the edge and cash in that interception. Chance to tie things at halftime.
They continue to attack the Oklahoma State defenders in the red zone and keep doing it because they continue to get. Look at him at the line of scrimmage. He's lost. He's lost at the line of scrimmage. He has no chance. Wills gets behind him. The eyes go into the backfield by Bernard Converse, but he loses touch, and he's in man. He loses touch with where that receiver is. You're going to see Caleb Williams every time they get down the red zone. They're going to continue to go after these defensive backs because they're not matching up well in man coverage.
Willis, a big-bodied 6'4" guy, senior from Arlington, his 2nd touchdown of the season. What a momentum change. Cowboys offense was humming, and Sanders gets fooled. Washington with the pick, and very quickly, Oklahoma has charged back. Burkett can convert. They'll get the football to begin the 3rd quarter in a tie game.
How about the placement of that football and the receiver going up and high pointing it?
Caleb Williams back on track tonight. We're tied.
Not again.
For the gifts you won't forget, the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
Hey, I can tell you're a fan. Lucky for you, nothing keeps you connected like AT&T 5G.
5G, huh? Is that fast?
Oh yeah, it's fast.
And is it reliable?
Definitely is.
What about secure?
Oh yeah, it's secure.
Love it.
How many of those you got? I don't know. You're very good at whatever this is.
You flatter me.
It's not complicated. AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure.
Saturdays are for getting projects done, and
actually, Saturdays are for football.
Also for projects. And the
Nope, seriously, just football.
And the Home Depot makes it easy to get projects done fast.
Football. Football.
So you'll be ready for football.
Why didn't you say so?
I just did.
Get projects done fast and get back to game day.
Gear up for game day with a Ring floodlight cam from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
What's strong with me? I'm ready for anything.
Find out what's wrong with you with Fitbit Charge 5 and Daily Readiness.
The Italian Original Chicken is back at BK in the 2 for $6. You've been asking for years, Pete Newbarker. And now we all get to enjoy the crispy chicken, melty mozzarella, and marinara sauce because of you. The Italian Original Chicken Sandwich is back at BK in the 2 for $6. Pete's way better.
How's your stuff? If Damian Lillard accepted his spot at the end of the bench, he never would have been at the rec center before it opened. If he listened to those who overlooked him, he never would have heard his name called as a first-round pick. And if he let 6 all-star selections go to his head, he never would have had the heart to give back to the streets that shaped it. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Bedlam, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Ever
notice how stiff clothes can feel rough on your skin? It's because they rub against you, creating friction. And your clothes rub against you all day. For softer clothes that are gentle on your skin, try Downy Free and Gentle. Just pour into the rinse dispenser, and Downy will soften your clothes without dyes or perfumes. The towel washed with Downy is softer, fluffier, and gentler on your skin. Try Downy Free and Gentle, recognized by the National Psoriasis Foundation and National Eczema Association.
So Braden Willis works to the fade to the outside. And what you're going to see is I want you to watch the corner's eyes. And the reason he's not locked in is because he's got help from the safety coming over top. But it's so tight, and his safety is so far to go. I'm just surprised you didn't see the corner get his hands, Bernard Converse. But what a catch, and what a placement by Caleb.
You got the suit right there?
Yeah.
Mike Houck, who helps us with our information, helping the officials make the call.
Yeah, the SID
director.
He's fired up. We love that call.
Short kick bounces. Got a fielder. Just batted out of bounds very smartly by Dominic Richardson. Back to the Bear. I think you're onto something with the answer to the Affleck trivia question. It's a short history of the playoff here, Bear. So you kind of narrow things down. You can't go back to 1850.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you stay like 1980s and beyond, I got a chance, Bear.
Well, I
might be wrong.
Well, it is recent, obviously, and that's the answer to tonight's Affleck trivia question is sixth. Two teams have been sixth. 2017, Georgia. 2019, Oklahoma.
Oh.
You mentioned Ohio State. Ohio State was fifth, remember?
Okay.
They were fifth, moved up, sandwiched in between TCU and Baylor.
And then the big 59-0 Big Ten championship with Cardale Jones against Wisconsin.
And then 2017, Georgia beat Auburn in the SEC title game.
That's right.
OU 19, that great Baylor Big 12 title game.
Yeah.
Georgia lost to LSU. Utah lost that night before to Oregon. So
yeah.
OU wound up jumping up.
Jake Fromm and Georgia avenged that loss to Auburn.
Sure did.
Well, there was a batted forward as a penalty on that kickoff that bounced. Don't know that it's a huge deal here. Oklahoma has one timeout, and Gundy, you'd think at this point, especially off that interception, the last throw by Sanders, will just be very cautious here.
Interception second half make him go back to, again, I think he's going to go with what got him here tonight. I think he's going to continue to be aggressive.
Warren knocks down. I don't know. He was accused of being too conservative against Oklahoma times in his career. He's pretty sensitive about that. He says, no, actually, we're more wide open against the Sooners than we typically are against other opponents. That's certainly been the case.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you look at the film in the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, and they played to their strengths, which, again, has been that defense and running the football and just playing smart, trying not to turn it over on offense. But they came out with Pistol Pete with the revolvers going tonight.
Yeah, but OU's offense, they've got 261 in the first half. Cowboys have just been giving up 268 for the game. The H-backs for Oklahoma, those big physical receivers, a pair of touchdown catches from Williams. And we are deadlocked in this crucial CFP elimination game with Big 12 championship game implications. Capital One halftime report is coming up right after these messages, 24 apiece in Bedlam.
At Domino's, we're giving away $50 million in surprise treats instead of surprise fees like other delivery apps. When you order delivery online, you could be surprised with free lava cakes, free stuffed cheesy bread, free pizza, or more. Oh my goodness!
Tuna fish, Steve? You got a big second half of thermodynamics to teach, whatever that is. Now let's fuel up with some chunky soup. Let's go! Fill up with 19 grams of protein per can and chunky chicken noodle. Lunchtime is your halftime.
Jake from State Farm. What's good?
Oh, Patrick.
Nah, fam. Just your typical sneakerhead working here for the employee discount. But speaking of deals, I heard regular guys like me are getting the Patrick price. That can't be real, right?
Listen, State Farm offers rates that fit any budget. Even yours, typical sneakerhead.
Wow. Just anyone now?
Yeah.
Man, these just sold out then.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Hey, Rick Ross, is Wingstop worried about the wing shortage?
Nah, we doing thighs.
Introducing thighs. Crispy, juicy, sauced, and tossed.
What are we capable of when we are seen, heard, inspired? It's that unexpected moment when everything changes, revealing our potential and discovering the excellence in all of us. With our discovery comes responsibility to lead through the world's most pressing challenges, giving back and creating opportunity at Oklahoma State University.
Can I tell you a secret? I'm working with an Avenger.
This holiday season, it's almost Christmas. I can't go home until I fix this. It's the 6-part Marvel event you can't miss.
Well, regular arrows.
Oh my God, trick arrows? We're saving the holidays.
Marvel Studios Hawkeye, now streaming only on Disney+. Welcome to the Capital One Halftime Report.
Fantastic first half in Stillwater. Bedlam, the story. Special teams. Brennan Presley, 100 yards to the house for 24 all.
Yeah, we talk about offense and defense, but let's not forget about the other part of the team, special teams, Kev.
We will see what adjustments will be made. Oklahoma's offense, 3 touchdowns. Caleb Williams. Can the Cowboys defense respond in the second half? Oh, we had a good one in the Iron Bowl. Number 3, Alabama facing Auburn. They were struggling. Auburn 3rd and 2, though. 7-point lead under 2 minutes to go. They cannot get the first down. So here comes Alabama, 4th and 7. Less than a minute to go. Bryce Young to Jaleel Billingsley for a first down. How about a 97-yard drive in 71 seconds, Boog?
How about poise under pressure for Bryce Young all day long, especially in crunch time, 30-10. Oh, look at the throw, kid. You couldn't have walked out there and placed it any better. Bryce Young, outstanding.
Neither could you, but I would have made the catch. Ja'Cory Brooks, what a grab. Auburn fans are stunned. We're going to overtime. First OT in Iron Bowl history. Following a Bama touchdown, T.J. Finley landing King the hand.
Yeah, T.J. drilled it in there. He made some plays down the stretch to put his team in position.
So we continue 4th overtime, tied at 22, alternating 2-point attempts. Finley, the pass. It's going to be broken up. He has the time. Oh, boys. So all Alabama has to do is catch the ball here and find the end zone. Young, Heisman moment with the comeback to John Mechie.
Heisman route also by John Mechie. Outstanding route. And maybe, just maybe, this was Bryce Young's moment.
Alabama survives 24-22. Their playoff dreams still alive. That will set up strength versus strength in Atlanta next week. Number 1, Georgia in that defense up against the Bama offense.
Well, it's something that Alabama's going to have to improve offensively. Their offense hasn't been good down the stretch, but the one thing you can count on all year long has been the Georgia defense. And if Bryce Young, Kev, talking about the Heisman, if he can go out and put up points and win this game against Georgia, that may be his Heisman.
That would be the difference,
absolutely,
right?
Yes.
Considering how dominant Georgia's defense has been. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here. Speaking of dominant defense, we saw that from Michigan. Ohio State feeling really good of late with the offense. 14-13 game at the half.
Let's go. Let's go. The robbery.
Snow globe type of feel in the big house. Blake Corum, healthy. This is what he can do, 55 yards.
Love this play, outside zone, put the left foot in the ground and get downhill. The Michigan offensive line was dominant all day long, Kev.
Next play, Boog, and this is the difference with Michigan. They didn't mess around. Hassan Haskins followed that great block.
Simple play, counter OL, bring the tight end, bring the guard. Haskins follow them, score.
Haskins 104 yards before contact in this one. We don't normally see something like this where Ohio State was frustrated. Haskins taking advantage, getting the touchdown. More from him in a moment. And then 3rd and 19, C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud extending the play. But, Kev, what about the catch by Jackson Smith in Jigba? We'll see him on Sunday one day.
And then Stroud, same drive, 4th and 4, has to convert, and he does, to Smith and Jigba. So Ohio State still in this one. Travion Henderson up the middle. Back to a 1-score contest.
It's the one thing I feel like Ohio State could have did a little bit more of is run the ball. They didn't, and it cost them in the end.
Oh, how about this with Haskins? They got to seal the game. Give it the 25. This is the Hassan Haskins game.
Kev, think about this. Michigan had 200 yards rushing before contact. That means the offensive line was outstanding, Kev. And the physicality, the identity of the Michigan Wolverines came through today. They were the more physical team.
Haskins, 169 yards. First player to rush for 5 touchdowns against Ohio State. Harbaugh, you finally get the win.
You know, my favorite saying of all time is where there's a will, there's a way. And the will was very strong with our team. And the way it feels now, it just feels like the beginning.
You know, that's something that, you know, we changed this offseason was really just, you know, staring them in the face and you know, not fearing them and addressing them always. You know, everything that we did in that offseason when it comes to training, when it comes to practicing, I mean, was to beat Ohio State.
For the first time in 3,653 days, Michigan beats Ohio State. And look at all the streaks that come to an end. Michigan also clinching the Big Ten East with the dub. They'll advance to the conference title game for the first time. They're going to Indy. Will they play Wisconsin or will they play Iowa? Wisconsin, winners of 7 in a row. All they had to do was beat Minnesota. They could not do that, Bull.
No, they couldn't. Man, how about the pass there by Tanner Morgan? Feels like he's been at Minnesota forever.
Yeah, Chris Altman-Bell, the touchdown there. Graham Mertz, 4th and 4, off target. And Minnesota, the shocker. They get the Paul Bunyan axe. Iowa, they're now going to the Big Ten championship game to face Michigan.
This halftime report is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
All right, we got 9,000 tins of hot chocolate, 3,000 bags of marshmallows, 5,000 world's best elf mugs, and 3,000 bolo ties. Gifts for elves, check. Now just need a dang coupon code.
Hold your reindeer, Santa.
Whoa, what's up?
I got a gift for you. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them. Just download it to your computer. It's free.
Oh, I have that Save Me a bundle.
You have that?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
Whoa, look at that.
So, that get me off your naughty list?
Are you off the naughty words?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think so.
Why you gotta make it so hard? Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Out of all the reindeers, you know you're the mastermind. Run, run, Rudolph. Randolph ain't too far behind.
Walmart's Deals for Days isn't over yet. This Cyber Monday is your last chance to score big online starting Sunday night. Don't miss out on Walmart's Deals for Days.
There's so much new in the new chicken and bacon ranch, but the clock is ticking, so we gotta hurry. There's new rotisserie style chicken, new peppercorn ranch, new hickory smoked bacon, new... Did you just spike the foot long?
Sorry, I didn't want to delay a game.
Save big. Order through the app.
This is you at OU. What will you learn? How will you excel? What path will you lead? Who will you impact? What will you do at OU?
I've been teaching 2nd grade here at Abbott Elementary for a year now. The city doesn't always give us the funding we need. There have been 3 presidents since this one, okay? It's an old book. Here's where I taped in the others. Courtney, please. I'm teaching a lesson on gravity.
I tried to flush the toilet and the water shot back up in the air.
God, no one told you about reversing toilet.
No,
Okay.
why is that even a thing?
Abbott Elementary, special premiere December 7th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Welcome back to the Capital One Halftime Report.
Brooke and Kevin back with you. Number 8, Baylor taking on Texas Tech. Bears get a win today. Oklahoma lost tonight. They clinch and spot the Big 12 championship. Donovan Smith, McLean Maddox. No Gary Bohannon, but Blake Shaken looked pretty good.
Yeah, no Bohannon, no problem. The offense still worked efficiently. Then Texas Tech with the tight end screen, Kevin, and the blocking was so good, you may have scored on this play.
There's no doubt. I'm going to the house here. Travis Coon, 75 yards, doing it all. Texas Tech responding. And then Jonathan Garibay, he has the leg. 53 yards, no good. And Baylor holds on the win by 3. They're 10-2, 7-0 at home. Capital One fan vote, number 6 Notre Dame. Quietly, Berg, just getting it done while the carnage is around them.
Only lost to Cincinnati, Kev. The offensive line is playing better. The run game, the play action, they're looking like a college football playoff team.
Jack Cohn with a pair of touchdowns, and the Irish on the road on the farm in control. Prime top performers in our Saturday takeaway next.
This halftime report is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is that first sip when you taste the peppermint chip pieces. It's like catching snowflakes on your tongue. And it just feels like the holiday season has begun.
Oh, candles. Thank you. So soft.
Fuel your grind with Gatorade's proven formula. And the right blend of electrolytes to help you on your journey to greatness.
At Domino's, unlike other delivery apps that add surprise fees, we're adding on $50 million in surprise frees. So you could get surprise-free cheesy or something else when you order delivery online from Domino's.
Saturday, December 4th at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Welcome back to the excitement. Welcome back to the anticipation. Welcome back to the Big 12 Championship game. Here, the best two teams go head-to-head to crown a champion. Tickets on sale now at SeatGeek.com.
Free forms, 25 days, 25 days, 25 days of Christmas song. Frosty, Grinch, Buzz, and Woody, and the Santa Claus. What's it called? I forgot. Free forms, 25 days of Christmas song. 25 days, 25 days, 25 days of Christmas song. What's it called? I forgot. Please, somebody make it stop. Free forms, 25 days of Christmas song.
You guys give up or you're thirsty for more?
Celebrate the holidays with a new ABC Wednesday.
Merry Christmas to you.
That's the holiday spirit. It's the gift that keeps on giving with the Goldbergs.
I got into NYU.
NY Schmoo, a Wonder Years family reunion. A Connors with all the trimmings.
It's a beer can Christmas tree. Just when you think our trash can't get any whiter.
And Home Economics wraps it all up.
I can still see tree. We need some more tinsel up in here.
Get your Holly Jollies with a new ABC Holiday Wednesday.
Time now for our prime time performance book. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Michigan defensive end Aiden Hutchinson. 5 tackles, 3 sacks on the day. Him and Ojabo were absolutely dominant. Gives him a total of 13 sacks on the season. We talked about the rush and the coverage working together. They did today, and that Michigan defensive line led by Hutchinson was dominant.
What's the Michigan identity? Defense and running the football. Yes. My prime time performer, Hassan Haskins. How about this? 169 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns. Those touchdowns, the most in the rivalry, the most ever against Ohio State, and tied for a single game Michigan record, 42-27. Jim Harbaugh, we finally see that win against Ohio State and this team's identity. And with the win, hey, they make that jump potentially with the committee from number 5 to 2. We both agree, right?
Yeah, I think Michigan goes all the way up to 2, and I think Georgia is a solid number 1, which in my mind leaves 6 teams for 3 spots. Georgia's 1, Bama, Cincinnati, Michigan, Oklahoma Oklahoma State, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma, they are vying for 3 spots left in the college football playoff.
We will see, of course, how this game plays out in Stillwater. The Big 12 champ. Will we get a potential rematch?
Maybe.
Or Oklahoma State up against Baylor next week. The fun thing about this is Tuesday night.
Yes.
It's going to be upside down once again. We know Georgia's #1. Who else? Find out Tuesday night on ESPN with the Playoff Rankings show at 7 p.m.
It was the night before breakfast. The final boss was in sight. When the craving struck Austin, and he called it a night. Toasted breakfast brioche here. Power down, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bung.
Let us help you save from our huge MVP lineup of cars and trucks. Rush to the kickoff to saving season going on now at Billingsley Ford. That's the Billingsley way.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
First Alert Weather and 7 News.
There it is, very well defined.
When we say you can count on us.
Tornadoes? Yep, it's possible.
This is what we mean.
There it is, doing it again. Still on the ground.
96 miles per hour.
Which makes these winds so dangerous.
Expect us to warn you early.
First Alert Weather Day has been issued for Tuesday evening.
Day or night.
All of southwestern Oklahoma and a good number of counties inside northwest Texas right now.
First Alert Weather and 7 News. You can count on us.
We work these emergency rooms every day. Our beds are filling up with patients who have contracted COVID-19 and who are not vaccinated. Unfortunately, this virus does not care how healthy you are. We have a tool to change the course of this pandemic. The vaccines are both safe and effective in preventing hospitalization and death. Please make the right choice and get vaccinated today. It could save your life and help us end this pandemic.
Score big at Billingsley Ford. Let us help you save from our huge MVP lineup of cars and trucks. Rush to the kickoff to saving season going on now at Billingsley Ford. That's the Billingsley way.
We all know having the right tool makes all the difference. The First Alert 7 Weather app. It's the right tool for Texoma's weather. Download it today and put it to work for you.
Getting ready starts here.
Good morning, Texoma on 7 News.
ESPN, home of the college football playoff semifinals. Friday, December 31st on ESPN.
Wild and exciting day in college football. And now, primetime in Bedlam. Welcome back to Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One. In this presentation of the Big 12 on ABC. 24 apiece, one half to decide the other half of the Big 12 Conference Championship game. Playoff implications for the CFP as well. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit. So much for this being an atypical Bedlam game. You get 476 yards offense, the kind of game Mike Gundy did not want to be in.
Really? Well, yeah, I mean, he said we're just not equipped right now to get into a shootout, especially against Lincoln Riley and the OU offense, and here we are in a shootout. So what's going to happen here in this second half? I thought he made an interesting comment to Holly when he walked off with her, mentioning we're going to pretty much go with, even though the interception happened, we're going to keep going with what we've been doing. So I think they're confident that they can move the ball against the Sooners defense.
And here comes the return. Hesitation and a slip on the cut by Marcus Major, the running back. Modelo's fighting spirit moment, Kirk, how well the H-backs have played in this Oklahoma offense.
Yeah, they're leading the Sooners in receptions, and he's spread it around to Jeremiah Hall. You know, look at all that room to run. You think about the receivers trying to maybe get vertical, but instead we've seen Hall, we've seen Austin Stockner go up and make a play where he high points the ball up and over a defender who never locates the ball. Braden Willis also, nice job. It's a great throw. Goes up away from the defender and able to come up with it.
3 touchdown passes for Caleb Williams in the first half. This is Brooks turning the corner. And let's get into Holly and see what she learned at halftime.
Well, guys, talking to Lincoln Riley, he loves that H-back tight end matchup right now. He said, we found some matchups and they're in our favor. Oklahoma State hasn't adjusted yet, and they are going to keep hitting those. Jeremiah Hall, Austin Stockner, and others. Also, he said, better thing they've got to do against Spencer Sanders and that offense of Oklahoma State is contain the quarterback. He said, we're rushing the lanes, rushing past him. We've got to do a better job of containing him so he's not hurting us on those QB scrambles.
It's good analysis from Riley. On second down, Williams back pedals, scans, and now just scampers out of bounds at the 18-yard line. It'll be third down.
You know, Lincoln Riley, he's got that little play sheet that a lot of the air raid coaches have. You know, you see some of these coaches in the NFL and college. I mean, it's huge, right? Take a look at his play sheet. Pretty animated play caller for such a little sheet, you know? He gets crazy over there trying to get the attention of Caleb Williams.
I think he still likes the air raid label, though. He doesn't.
No, he's not air. I'm saying when he came up as a player and then as an early assistant. No, he's definitely not an air raid coach at this point. It's part of the system, but not completely.
Third down, Williams has to avoid some pressure. Now tries to make the play with his legs. Can he get the corner? He can. It's a first down. They finally get him at the 24. Harper, but they move the sticks.
Well, let's give the offensive line a lot of credit here. You saw a little bit of pressure from Brock Martin on the left, where he gets down, he submarines the offensive tackle, Harrison. But other than that, I mean, he keeps this play alive. And then the athletic ability to speed the pull away from Devin Harper. So good coverage downfield, but you better spy and be aware of Caleb Williams.
He can take it 65, 70 yards. Right. Done it numerous times this year. Brooks on the delay. It's around the corner. Kennedy Brooks with a big play in the running game. Still almost fought through that ankle tackle. Finally, Bernard Converse got into the ground, but the Oklahoma State 40.
The left tackle Swenson gets around, does a good job, just gets in the way, kind of eats up the linebacker Rodriguez, and this is where Brooks is dangerous. Just a little hesitation, times up the counter play perfectly, and then gets north and south. He gets downhill in a hurry and uses his speed and physicality at 215.
Brooks went over 1,000 yards for the season in the first half, close to 100 tonight. 94. Good patience. 13 carries. Williams straight back. Zips the ball into traffic. This Stockner coming down with the catch.
He eventually did, but he was out of bounds, I think, by the time he possessed the ball.
Yeah, juggled it. He did not complete the catch. Good luck.
Harvell Peel's fighting for the football. You saw the ball go up in the air after he went out of bounds. This is a good, really good look at it. He's got possession for a second, but watch if you continue to watch the football. Kind of pulls away. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Bill?
It initially looked like he had the foot down inbounds, but he lost and bobbled. Incomplete pass. I like the call.
Second and 10. Williams back pedals and just throws it away. All that pre-snap eye candy didn't fool the Cowboys, and Walter Shy came on the pressure.
Yeah, good recognition. Part of that defense sitting back a little sharp and making sure everybody's on the same page here with Holmes and Hazelwood. All right, now third down. Remember, we saw him scramble on a previous third down. Do they spy here? They bring pressure. I would spy. And these backers, right now they're out in coverage, but somebody's got to come down and keep an eye on the quarterback.
Williams thought about getting away. Delivered a low throw. Incomplete. No chance for Michael Woods to make a play. And it's fourth down.
Now, he had a chance to consider it. Nobody did spy him. He steps up away from the pressure. He decided to take off and run. I honestly think he picked first down. Or he's got a really good chance, and instead he's rushed the throw to Woods off balance, and it goes submarines to receiver.
Took to punt. Pressler had the kick return of 100 yards for a touchdown in the first half. Back to receive this punt and waits for a fair catch at the 6. First, second half possession for Spencer Sanders and the Pokes. Coming up.
What is your name? Stan Carlisle. Are you a true medium?
Yes, I am.
What do I want?
To be found out, same as everybody else.
Can you read minds?
Yes, I can. Under the right circumstances.
We have Sheriff Snake Charmers. We deal with them.
If you displease the right people,
I've given you a fortune.
The world closes in on you very fast.
December 17th.
The new mac and cheese.
Plus. The students came back from their Thanksgiving break. Paddle people there. The Moss student section brought to you by Taco Bell. Student section sauce is the hashtag. ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. So Sanders and the Pokes got to be careful here. Backed up at their 8-yard line in this tie ball game. And the ball comes out on the ground. A fight for it at the goal line. No signal yet. Safety. Oklahoma State got the football back. Dominic Richardson may have recovered it, but Oklahoma takes the lead at the safety.
Chris, this is why there's so much potential with Perion Winfrey, the nose guard, defensive lineman for Oklahoma. Look at Aid right in the middle, get the push. Look at the power. And he just tackles the ball carrier before he even had the football. He tackles the lineman, he tackles the ball carrier. Everybody is going down, and the ball is loose. Looked like the Sooners would jump on it, but Wilson somehow comes up with it.
There's the progressive pylon cam. Ball punched out right there. Oklahoma State very fortunate the Sooners didn't fall on it for a touchdown.
Jalen Redmond, 31. I couldn't tell if he was close to being offsides or offsides. He got a quick get off on the football. I don't know if maybe he did not cross the line of scrimmage. That's Mike Gundy's saying the same thing with Jalen Redmond.
It did look to the naked eye live that they had jumped off.
Yeah.
Let's take another look at it here.
That's what they're fired up about. Watch right here. I don't know if he actually crossed. Bill, what do you think?
He started to move, but I don't see him in the neutral zone at the snap, so I have him clean.
The first lead for the Sooners tonight.
Boy, what an enforcer there by Winfrey. And just as you said, be careful deep in your own territory. Number 8 takes over. Watch his power. Bull rush.
So turnovers for the Cowboys. The interception late in the first half. The fumble in their first series of the third quarter. Now they got to kick it back to Williams down by 2, and all of a sudden there is a hush in Boone Pickett Stadium. Gray from the 18, that little crease and spins to the 40. Time for the Pokes defense to kind of earn their stripes here and live up to their reputation. Goodyear providing aerial coverage, making the plays that move you forward. Goodyear more driven.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, the open in this broadcast, we put a defensive graphic up, and almost every category, whether it's third down defense or against the run or total defense, score points allowed, they're number 1 or 2 in the nation in almost every category. And tonight, it's not been the kind of defense we've seen all year now. The skill level and the competition has gone up, but this has been a very different vibe and feel from the Pokes defense.
Brooks, they've been more vulnerable to the run tonight than they have all season long.
Nobody's really been able to run the football on it. I mean, this defense is built to stop the run. They want to make you throw the ball. And then they want to get pressure. They lead the nation in sacks. They're just an aggressive attacking defense. And it's been Caleb Williams making the big plays through the air.
Imagine there was a conversation in that defensive room about how to cope with the H-backs that you talked about. Williams pulls it, wanted to launch downfield, and now checks it down off the hands of Brooks. Long throw. He has some space there. Should have made the catch.
So a defense that's known for being aggressive and sacks and tackles for a loss, instead they say, you know what, let's play coverage. Let's let him sit back in the pocket. Let's give him time. Let's take away everything downfield, and let's make him check it down.
Sooners pretty respectable considering the Cowboys' defensive success on third down to 4 for 10, but they need 10 here.
But Marvin Mims had a quiet night. 1 reception for 4 yards.
He's the big play receiver for the Sooner offense, you're right. And Williams looking to run forward on 3rd and 10, and flying in from the edge was Devin Harper to knock him down. It's 4th down.
Now there's eyes on a quarterback. You're thinking about him on 3rd long, not necessarily running the football. You're thinking about him maybe taking off and scrambling, but instead he starts to run. Great recognition from one of the leaders and playmakers on this defense, Devin Harper. So now we've called him out. They step up, get the ball back, get a 3-and-out.
That was an important stand because OU had the momentum. All of a sudden, the Cowboy offense is sputtering a little bit. Turk, high, good boot. And it's muffed. Ball rolling around in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Boyles scooped it up. A special teams disaster for the Cowboys. The man who was the hero in the first half with a 100-yard kickoff return, Brennan Presley, makes a crucial mistake there.
And to watch him start to fall back on the football. He's got a defender coming down to hit him, the gunner, and instead of sitting underneath the ball, you watch him go back. Now he's inside the 10-yard line. At that point, it's always safer to just let that ball go, but tremendous hang time to allow the gunner to get down there, and a critical mistake there by Presley and the Oklahoma State special teams.
At that point, if you're drifting back in that position in the field, better off just let it bounce and go in the end zone. What a turnaround.
Safety, mistake, miscue on the special teams.
All of a sudden, 9-point Oklahoma lead.
Great day for the Sooners.
Across that line, lateral rip. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Larry Sugar, Oklahoma wins it in overtime.
And a dramatic momentum shift as Lincoln Riley's team trying to clinch a rematch against the Cowboys in the Big 12 championship game in Arlington next Saturday afternoon. Oklahoma loses Baylor, which felt pretty good about things in the first half as Dave Aranda's team survived against Texas Tech. They have the head-to-head win against the Sooners. They would win the tiebreak, but right now, Oklahoma has scored 16 unanswered off Oklahoma State miscues. The last two folks touches have been the fumble recovered for a safety, and then the muff turned into a touchdown. Curtis Wilson and the All-State bus is here with us. What's the All-State celebration moment today?
The All-State celebration moment has to be Michigan. What they did in Ann Arbor today, physically, just too much for Ohio State at the line of scrimmage. They wanted it more than Ohio State did in every aspect, every phase of the game. They were very well prepared. Big day in Ann Arbor for their fans, and especially for Jim Harbaugh and Hassan Haskins. 28 carries, 169. Look at that number at the bottom, 5 touchdowns. He'll be remembered forever for that performance.
Like Corum played a role today that Haskins has really taken over since Corum's injury. Michigan, Iowa for the Big Ten championship. Now it's Winfrey storming in, and that time he's going to get the flag he wanted.
He got excited about it the last play. Last time he was out there. I tell you what, man, he's providing a little bit of energy before, during TV timeouts for this defense, but here he just gets an early start.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, unabated quarterback, number 8, 5-yard penalty, no first down.
Down to Holly.
Well, guys, this Oklahoma State team is trying to get their bearings on the sideline after some crucial mistakes. It's seniors Josh Sills Tay Martin, who are out on offense right now, taking long talks, saying, guys, we have got to start doing our job, get it together, calm down, and start dominating this football game again.
Calm down. That's a good start. Things have gotten away from them very quickly. And that throw picked off almost out of the hands of Key Lawrence, who jumped the route. Wow.
Again, he sees man-to-man, and they fall out of the man-to-man and go to zone. Look at the corner. He thinks it's man. He doesn't go downfield. He comes off of the receiver that's going downfield, and he baits Spencer Sanders again into throwing it into zone coverage right into the arms. Key Lawrence unable to hold on to it. It's a critical series. After that safety and after that miscue on special teams, they got to get it going here.
Sanders trying to buy some time and slings it, and the catch is made by Mark, one of those seniors Holly was talking about. He's new to this program.
Chris, watch seven slip out of the backfield. Benito takes him away, actually runs into the defender, but he's still there. That's where Sanders wanted to go. I thought he was going to give up on the play, but he doesn't.
Sanders with the keeper there. 4-yard gain before Asamoah got him to the ground, and now tempers flaring.
They got locked up on the more of Oklahoma State in the first half. Not only success moving the ball, but going very, very fast and affecting Oklahoma's ability to just get lined up.
2nd and 1. And Warren dropped behind the line. Quick penetration. That time off the edge by Ethan Downs, a true freshman.
Ethan Downs goes right around Birmingham, the left tackle. To the far left, goes outside and uses his hands and quickness to go underneath him. Right there. Little swim move, uses his quickness and athletic ability. Pretty impressive from the freshman, true freshman.
Backup getting a chance to make a play, and sets up 3rd and 4. We're in field goal range, but Gundy is taking 2 plays here to get to 4 yards. And it's Warren inside. He will not get there. Tackled at the 27. They'll need about 3 on 4th down. Coe and Downs again combining.
They're rotating a lot of different bodies up there.
You're going to send out the field goal team, Kirk. I think if he'd gotten positive yardage, if it was 4th and shorter, just a field goal here to try to get back within 6.
Stop the bleeding and get some points on the board.
And the UNLV transfer took over early October field goal kicking duties after Alex Hale struggled a bit. This from 44. And it's drifting, and he missed it. Wide right, just kind of fading away. And the Cowboys miss an opportunity to stop the Oklahoma run. The lead is still 9. Midway and Stillwater, concern in the faces of the fans of the favorite here tonight. noon on ESPN and on the ESPN app, presented by AT&T 5G. Look at this race here. See that? They've given the trophy to the young lady in the orange truck. Clearly, she's off early a false start. 2 trophies, and her dad, you see I gave you the cone there, the vision. Her dad or somebody told her go before the other 2. Miscarriage of justice here. Brooks knocked down after a 3-yard gain. This Oklahoma State defense, again, Kirk, in a position needing a stop with the momentum on the side of OU big time.
Yeah, they've got it. They did it the last time, and his defense has been the anchor for this team all year. Get into the second half, Oklahoma is going to start eating some of that clock up with this lead.
Brooks able to step out of that tackle, dropped for a loss by Evers, and Rodriguez, 3rd and long now.
Rodriguez has had such a great year. So many of these guys, you and I have been calling Oklahoma State games over these last 3 or 4 years. These guys were young freshmen and sophomores and playing, and now here we see them as seniors. And you play together for 3 years, and you stay in the same system with Jim Knowles. That's where you develop that continuity.
Yeah, this is not indicative of how they played all year, but it's going to change the defensive culture at this school. Rodriguez and these other veterans very proud of that. Steps up against pressure and tries to escape. Lost the football. A scramble for it. And the Cowboys have it. The first takeaway of the night for Oklahoma State. Sets up the Pokes in Sooner territory. Williams trying to make a play. Kirk just lost the handle.
Yeah, and give Jim Knowles credit here where he walked both his linebackers up pre-snap. And then at the snap of the ball, he gave a pre-snap to post-snap look. Remember, Caleb Williams, a freshman, he shows pressure here and here, and then at the snap of the ball, he's going to take off. Caleb Williams looking right at them, expecting man-to-man. Now they drop, and now all of a sudden he starts to look, he's got an open man here, but he's confused based on that movement, and now he's just holding on to the ball, nowhere to go, and it comes out.
And Brock Martin, senior, recovered it. Thomas Harper knocked it loose. Just the 3rd lost fumble for the Sooners this season. And the Pokes make the pay. Sanders rolls back, wanted to throw to his left, and now has to escape pressure. Works hard for a 4-yard gain. That's the ball got him down.
You're right. They were kind of setting up a screen to his left, but Oklahoma had it taken away. Pat Fields was there. And so he aborts. I thought he was going to get sacked. I mean, that looks like that's going to be about a 7-yard loss, and instead turns into a 3-yard gain. Heck of an effort for 3 yards.
So the trainer looks like he's okay. Valerian Turner-Yell, the starting safety, looks like he's done for the night. So Oklahoma's secondary playing a little bit shorthanded at the moment. 2nd and 7. Sanders on the run. Has space. And is knocked down at the 30. It'll be a 3rd for sure. Alex?
Guys, well, Valerian Turner-Yell came out of the locker room heavily limping at the half. Oklahoma doesn't disclose injuries, but he's on the sideline, hasn't played yet in the second half, doesn't look like he's ready to. So that means Justin Broyles is probably taking his clothes, and Billy Brown will come in at the nickel.
Turner-Yell, the top interceptor in the defense, as Warren hammers ahead for a 1st down. He's feels crucial for Oklahoma State's offense.
Oh, yeah, it's critical. And, you know, if you've watched Oklahoma State this year, Jalen Warren, as a senior, he's had some really good second halves where he's just one of those backs that seems to get better as the game goes on and gets more physical as the game goes on.
Beat him again. As Winfrey just clog things up, and they'll knock him down behind the line.
Hey, he is pushing people around in the interior of that offensive line right now. I think this is the guy that they wanted to see all year. You know, he has so much potential. It's just a matter of playing consistently. When he plays the way he's playing tonight, he's one of the top interior defensive linemen in college football.
He says he's capable of playing with a lot of energy.
He can take games over, as he's doing tonight.
Comes from Illinois. Didn't grow up watching this rivalry, but he's wants to go out perfect against the Cowboys. Sanders, again, early pressure. They are coming after him. He's having a fight to escape, avoids the loss.
When Panito came, I thought it was almost offsides right here. He got a heck of a jump, and it forces Sanders to have to come off the play. But again, the mobility and the athletic ability gives it a chance. The crowd's reacting to that. I think he just got off so quick that it looked like it was offside, but it wasn't.
Just the 6th third down. The Cowboys tonight, they're just 1 of 5. They need 7 here. Again, it feels so important to cash in that rare takeaway. Last check of the sidelines. Play clock at 4. They just get it off, and Sanders delivers into traffic, knocked to the air, and intercepted by Washington. His second pick tonight. That is a disastrous play. There's a flag after the pick. Washington will be penalized for taunting. He's got 2 picks tonight.
He tried to squeeze that in there. He's just trying to make a play. That was a really tight window and a tough throw for Spencer Sanders, but I think he felt some urgency because of third down.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 0. That foul penalty will be half the distance to the goal. First down, Oklahoma. This is number 0's first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
Looks like Billy Bowman was in there, Kirk, defending the pass.
Look how tight this throw is. I mean, he's got a throwing window right here, but it's going to be tight. I mean, that's a really tight throw. You can see Bowman gets his hand on it. That's what knocks it up in the air. And I think he felt like he needed to make a play there on 3rd and 7. True freshman Bowman gets a hand on it, goes up in the air. Washington comes up with a pick. And another series where Oklahoma State doesn't come away with any points.
Yeah, this is Washington. Yeah, there's the taunting right there. That's Warren, no. But a guy didn't have a pick this year. He's missed 8 games. He's hardly played. When he's healthy, it's a different secondary for Oklahoma. Brooks from the 4 wrestled down, and another missed opportunity for Oklahoma State.
Plus territory the last 2 series, and this Oklahoma State defense, we keep saying, can they do it again? You know, the last 2 times they have. They came up with a turnover. The previous drive, they got a 3 and out. Now they've got Oklahoma pinned. Can they do it? They're going to have to keep battling here on this side of the ball to get Sanders the ball back.
Williams in his end zone delivers into a tight window, and big Jeremiah Hall makes another play. H-backs still the main weapons tonight.
Yeah, and it's just a certain comfort level, it feels like, with Caleb Williams throwing to Hall. And again, he's very, very comfortable on the move. Had to get that ball in tight because the corner was coming over to try to dislodge that football from Jeremiah Hall.
Porsche catch tonight for Hall.
Just a sure-handed H-back that gets out there and finds those openings.
Low snap. Williams getting some pressure and makes the late decision to throw, but it's low and behind the receiver.
They brought the corner blitz. Nobody picked up the wheel route down that sideline where Eric Gray was going, but because of the pressure, Caleb Williams just could not set his feet and get that ball out to number 0 and Gray down that sideline.
Andrew Rain, our starting center, just can't go. He's been battling injuries. Congle, a senior, he's played a lot of football. Low snap that time. And now misfire on the left side of that offensive line by Harrison.
Ball start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Think about Oklahoma State, and I appreciate what Mike Gundy has done coming into this game with the aggressive mindset of trying to say, hey, we can attack this OU defense, but 3 turnovers now, and the miscue, you know, where they've had opportunities inside the plus territory and unable to come away with any points. But really, the turnovers are what you wish you could have back.
Williams pressured, escapes somehow. A flag comes out very late. He dumps it down to Brooks and makes a cut. And has a first down out near the 40, but we'll check the penalty marker in the backfield.
Yeah, I think it'll be a hold. What an effort by Williams to keep that play alive. I think he was going to go down in the backfield.
Colin Oliver, we talked about this true freshman pass rusher from Oklahoma City. Made another impact play. Terrific balance to stay up with the quarterback.
During the play, holding, offense, number 54. The foul is half the distance to the goal. Replay, second down.
21-yard gain negated. Keith Hayes, the guard, guilty.
Yeah, left guard, 54. Look at the effort there on the far left with Oliver. Caleb Williams gets that left hand down to keep the play alive. The 54 right in the middle of your screen.
And Kirk Williams has really cooled off in the third quarter. 1 for 6, 15 yards, but they've got those 9 points off the safety and the muff punt for a touchdown. And now Brooks with a stiff arm gets the corner. Another flag as he's run out. Again, it's first down yardage, and again, probably going to come back. We're on the far side of the 28-yard line.
But that was well designed in the interior.
Mario Williams, the receiver, was blocking on the edge.
During the run, personal foul, face mask on the offense, number 4. The penalty is after this is still a goal, spotted the foul, and will replay second down.
Watch the block here by the left tackle, Harrison. Watch the guards get up to the second level. I mean, that's perfect execution. And then there's 4 right there. Just grabs on with his right hand onto the face mask and pulls down on Corey Black.
But penalties just killing Oklahoma.
But boy, that's Oklahoma running the football right there. Hat on a hat, giving Brooks enough room, but then it's negated with the penalty there by the receiver.
Yeah, 2 major penalties in this series. Now it's 2nd 18 back inside the 15-yard line. They bring pressure again. Williams is sacked back at the 4. Malcolm Rodriguez like a missile get after the quarterback.
Nobody came down to take him away. The right guard, Murray, stays out wide. Watch the right side of the offensive line. Nobody collapses down. It's an easy shot. You can see the speed of Rodriguez. But you would have thought the guard would have stepped down to protect the inside for the quarterback. But now they're back where they started. Back on the inside, right around the 5-yard line in 3rd and forever.
Already broken the school record for sacks in a season. Brooks kind of picks his way, and he is slammed down hard by Harvell Peel, and the penalties kill the Sooners, and the Pokes make another defensive stand.
Yeah, 3rd straight time. They've done their job getting off the field, kept Oklahoma, more importantly, deep in their territory with the assist to some of those penalties, so they should get really good field position here to get the ball again back to Sanders.
Michael Turk punting from his end zone. It was the really excellent hang time that created that high punt. It's a swirling wind. And Presley, who has a great play and a poor play tonight, that time makes an uneventful fair catch at the 41-yard line.
So we had a tight game at half, and then the second half got started, and things started to go wrong for the Cowboys. And they're just making mistakes. They had a safety. They dropped a punt inside their own 10-yard lines, picked up for a touchdown. They had a chance to get on the board and get a field goal and pushed right. And then Sanders trying to make a play on a 3rd and 7, forces the ball into a tight window. Billy Bowman gets his hand on it, puts it up in the air, and Washington intercepts it. So that's been pretty much the second half for Oklahoma State.
Sanders slings it, and it's Martin. Passes a tight window there. Yeah, the Oklahoma offense didn't do much in the 3rd quarter. After a first half excellent special teams play by the Cowboys, it was a pretty disastrous 3rd quarter. Except they got the play off before triple zeros, and the long throw is dropped on the far side by Dominic Richardson. 9-zip edge for the Sooners in the 3rd quarter. They'll lead by 9. Final quarter coming up after this message and a word from your local ABC station.
You got her the perfect gift. Does it matter if you give her the perfect batteries? Well, does it matter you organized the dream birthday party but rented a knockoff bouncy house?
It matters.
When it matters that it's Duracell.
Welcome to Allstate, where we have all new lower auto rates.
right there, 0-0. They didn't catch it, but it is reviewable, Bill, and they've changed the verdict there, so that incompletion never happened. It's 2nd and 6 now.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing if they would have thrown a touchdown pass on that. They'd have been taking the points off the board and doing the play over. So that's a correct adjustment by replay there.
Let's go back to 2nd down.
Lincoln Riley didn't love that verdict. That was pretty clear. Surprised they didn't get the playoff in the first place. 2 seconds late. Here we go, final quarter. And Oklahoma State's got some work to do. They're going to try to end this head-to-head misery against the Sooners.
It's what you want. Bedlam, plan for a right to get to a Big 12 championship, maybe try to get to a playoff.
Catch made, far side, Green. And Struker, it's not just bragging rights, it's not all the personal stuff, it's not just to dictate your opponent next week, it's to basically stay alive with the CFP. And some things broke pretty well for Oklahoma State earlier today. It's an opportunity that doesn't come around very often in this program.
And you know there's more chaos coming next weekend as well.
Play action, Sanders loops it downfield, diving play out of bounds. Jaden Bray laid out, but was beyond the field of play.
Boy, what a heck of an effort by the freshman. 6'2", 187 pounds. Ball just takes him out of bounds, but I love that he lays out. Just never held on to it. It was out of bounds anyway, but it's one of those things as a teammate, you just love to see him giving every ounce of effort to try to make a play.
They don't take a whole lot of downfield shots. They don't complete a whole lot of them by the standards of modern college football. Certainly a departure from years past for Oklahoma State. Dunn took a chance there, and again it's Winfrey getting in there, and Sanders escapes and will scamper out of bounds. It looked like about 3 Sooners were offside. Now there's a flag on the near side.
Again, they're booing because it was a false start. Saw how quickly he got in there. He's quick, don't get me wrong, but he's not that quick.
I think they're booing because the flag was pretty discreetly thrown to the sideline here.
There he is.
Offside, defense, number 8. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, for a big man, he's got enough quickness without giving him a 2-step head start to the backfield.
Right. And a combination of power and quicks.
Penalties, Kirk, really piling up now. 9 for Oklahoma.
Here's Oklahoma State in plus territory. Again.
Yep, exactly. Again. Can they cash in? Sanders has time. Again, launches downfield. And laying out. Martin, does he have it? No. Did not complete the catch. Washington in coverage. Martin thought he made a great catch.
I did too. I mean, he laid out. He got his body and his arms underneath it. The way he came down. Des Bryant thinks it's a touchdown, of course. Dave Bryant's wearing his jersey. But they're not going to give him the catch. We're going to have a couple really good looks at it. How about, again, another tremendous effort. Gets his body turned. Hold on now. Complete the process of the catch. Wow. Bill.
Round 8 in control. The point of the football hit the ground pretty hard there, Bill.
Replay's taking a look at it here. What they're going to look at here is, as he rolled over, how much did the ball move, or did he still maintain control?
Let's just say, for argument's sake, the initial part, when the ball hits the ground, that they'll rule that it did not affect the catch. Does he have the ball long enough? Bill, does he have it long enough? Before Washington eventually knocks it away?
He's hitting the ground with his knee. The ball is coming.
Here's the first one right there.
Let's just say, I just want to know if they don't rule that part in completion, does he have it long enough until finally you see Washington's hand knock it away?
Once it starts to move, you've got to start the process of the catch all over again. So as he finishes rolling over and the ball comes out.
Yeah, but he's up, but he has, as you said, rolled over. Isn't that enough to...
But he was bobbling it on the rollover.
Take a look at it as the officials saw it in real time. It's tough.
Wow, what a play.
And it's a huge replay review here. It's going to be 3rd and 5, like at the 43, if the incomplete call stands. Don Capel is the replay official up here.
They've been taking their shots
on the field.
You know, they've had one-on-one chances, and they've been close. This time, really close.
Call on the field of incomplete means there's got to be indisputable evidence to turn it over, though. Was there enough? As you said, Bill, it's a two-part review here, right? Does he control the ball well enough without the ground aiding, and then does he have it long enough?
Yeah, and when he rolls over on his back, I see it
After
loose.
reviewing the play, the ruling of an incomplete pass stands.
So they didn't say confirmed, they said stands. And a water bottle was thrown from the Oklahoma State huddle. It flew from the eye. I think it hit our spider cam on the wire. It's going to be returned to the Oklahoma State sideline.
Well, now you got to regroup. You know, if you're Oklahoma State, go back to that 3rd and 5.
A couple of bottles have been thrown on the field. It's down away from the team. So 3rd and 5 here. See again, Oklahoma State threatening but needing to cash in on these opportunities.
Down 9. Just to start here in the 4th quarter. Sanders' legs, ability to run option, ability to scramble, always in play here.
Delivers underneath. Martin makes the catch and makes the first down.
Nice job after the catch. Key Lawrence was in position to keep him well short of that first down, but Martin frustrated maybe after that last drop where he didn't get the touchdown. He caught that football. He knew exactly where he needed to go for the first.
And they try to get it to him again. You know, Martin's an interesting story. He's a guy that's been through a lot in his life. Lost his mom in high school. She died of a heart attack. Went to play for Mike Leach of Washington State. Remember the program is undergoing some tragedies. There were the death of 2 players, including one player who took his own life. And Martin was his roommate, not at the time of that tragedy, but before. So in order to be closer to his daughter, who's in Louisiana, he's come back to Stillwater to play out his college career and has had a huge impact on this offense this season and tonight as well. 6 catches. Option look. Sanders keeps it, makes a cut. First down, still running. Spencer Sanders all the way to the house. A crucial touchdown for Oklahoma State to fight back. 37 yards.
You know, you get late in a game, in a rivalry game. This is where your playmakers and your veterans have to emerge and make a play. And that's what Sanders did here. Nice job of stretching the option and then using those blocks and finding the crease. And then how about how he got off of the would-be tackler and then accelerated those last 15 yards to the end zone. Very gifted.
And the lead is now sliced to 2.
Look at the energy there from Sanders. They're right back in this game. Watch this play stretch. It's almost like an outside zone. Watch him use those linemen. Let them push those defenders to the sideline. And that's what I love. Comes off the tackle and accelerates to the end zone.
That's vintage Oklahoma style, right? Keeper option. Touchdown. 2-point game. Another fun one of the Bedlam series. Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. 13:52 to go. A 2-point game. Spencer Sanders. Nice job shaking off 2 interceptions, 2 questionable decisions, Kurt. Put his team in trouble with that touchdown run. A big play, and now Sooners back to work in a 2-point game. Tomorrow morning, Sunday NFL Countdown on ESPN. Mac Jones profiled. And on Monday Night Football, Seattle and Washington. FedEx Field. Oh, Peyton and Eli this week. They got a bye week. Just a regular Monday night. Steve Levy, Bruce Riddick, and Ryan Greasy.
It's game on now.
Jorez Williams has really cooled off very, very little from the OU offense, especially the passing attack after halftime. They get it to Gray. It's a backwards pass. The ball rolling, and it still hasn't got out of bounds. Finally booted out of bounds by Hazel. You can't do that. You can't do that. In a soccer game, that's a penalty. It negates the chance of a recovery, but that was a backwards pass. Trouble from the start, Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, it starts with the lateral. I mean, that's where they're going to make sure that they're going to confirm. But he threw that from about the 19, and the ball landed around the 17 and a half. It's definitely a lateral. And, yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Hazelwood played soccer back in his early days or what, but very instinctively just kicked the ball to make sure an Oklahoma State defender didn't get to it. There's the lateral.
You got to act a little bit. You go down and just go down and scoop it up with your hand and shovel it out of bounds.
The ruling on the field is that the pass was backwards, and it was illegally kicked at the 8-yard line. The penalty is half the distance to the goal.
I mean, Chris Felica would appreciate his soccer. He just kind of tap in for an easy goal. Yeah, I think he's wrong sport.
Yeah, but all of what he just said was just a lot of bad for OU. The lateral kicks the ball illegally out of bounds, and now the Sooners are all the way back at about the 4-yard line.
And they got the students, you got the paddle people pounding on that padding right behind them. This is as loud as it's been in a long time. Second and 31.
Lost it down. And Oklahoma State wants the time to make their substitution because the Sooners did as well.
This is a challenge for the boys of Williams right now. He's got the football. He tries to create some space. He's going to be dragged down on the edge. A flag is down again.
That's going to be another tackle. It's going to be another hole.
Penalties have been enormously damaging to this Oklahoma offense here in the second half.
Yeah, he's looking over like, do you want to decline this? Because it's still going to be third and forever.
Holding offense, number 54.
Yeah, smart. Smart by Mike Gundy.
Yeah, balls at the 12. They're getting all the way to the 35-yard line to avoid punting here.
Yeah, I think it's Marquise Hayes, 54, on the far right of your screen. Again, grabbing on the outside of the shoulder pads in jersey. Keep talking about how talented Caleb Williams is. We just want to remind everybody, he's a true freshman in this environment.
Good point. And now a flinch. Sooners going backwards. It's not just the quarterback. It's even a seasoned offensive line can get rattled in this environment. Oklahoma State trying to build on this momentum shift here.
Hey, man, I saw it today. I was standing on the sideline of the big house with Ohio State of Michigan. There's offensive tackles from Ohio State. You're out there on an island. Can't really hear what's happening with that clap. It makes you flinch. Makes you guess a little bit. Makes you uncomfortable.
Oklahoma, 8 penalties in the first 17 minutes of the second half.
Place has come alive here, Chris.
Brooks. Throttled. Oklahoma will punt. And now a flag after the play. There's a dead ball penalty against Oklahoma State. That would be crucial.
I think it is. I think it's going to be on Devin Harper. 16. one of the leaders of this defense, gave an extra push to Kennedy Brooks that forced him down to fall on his backside. Well after the whistle. Automatic first down. Dead ball, automatic first down. If that's what the call is.
That's such a part of rivalry week 2, Kirky. This place is juiced up. You know the history between these teams. These fans rabid, Oklahoma rattled, and a mental mistake like that is going to give the Sooners a fresh set of downs. And they're going to get some space. Not backed up against the goal line anymore.
Well, that is a watch 16. The push right there.
There is no foul.
Oh. Upon further review, Bill, they had picked that flag up. That is a huge judgment.
That push was totally unnecessary.
Bill, this is well after the whistle.
Yeah.
They're blowing the whistle now. It's done. The play's over, and then this extra bang right there.
16 got away with one.
How does that happen when they throw the flag and then they get together? What would they say to say, oh, no.
If I had the flag, I'd stick by it and dig my feet in and say, no. This is totally
right by you, right by the referee.
Riley, for the umpteenth time tonight, is livid. Turk backed up, delivers a deep punt, and Presley has to backpedal all the way to the 33-yard line, 53 yards, and no return. But Pokes get the ball down 2.
With early paycheck, you can get your direct
Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Goodyear on this mild night for Bedlam, providing aerial coverage with you for every mile on the road to greatness. Goodyear, more driven. Oklahoma State was reeling, mistakes piling up. They were down by 9. But Spencer Sanders touched them out of the last possession. Oklahoma self-destructing with some penalties. Got a lucky break and a flag that was picked up. 53-yard punt. Sets up the Cowboys now at their 33. The Oklahoma State defense has done its job after halftime. They'll keep their team in the game and give the offense a chance. Sanders steps up. recovered. But turnover avoided there.
But Nick Benito using his speed to get around the corner and get to Sanders and knock that ball loose. This is what you're seeing now from elite pass rushers. They don't go for the body. They go for the football. Bring that right arm through and knock that ball loose and force Sills, the offensive lineman, to have to jump on it.
First sack of the night for the Sooners. Just the 13th that the Cowboys have given up this year. Excellent pass protection.
Mike Gundy's at the far 20. The ball's at the far right 30.
You're right. He's like 50 yards from the play. Sanders checks it down. Warren cuts back. Another move and fights out for a first down across the 43.
Nice job of just slipping him out, giving him room to work. None of the linebackers recognized that he was in protection.
Why is he so far away, by the way?
He just slipped out. I don't know. He's just like, you know what? You know what? You guys do your thing. I'm just going to go over here and breathe. I'm just going to just.
Is it to get different, like a perspective from way down there?
I'm sure it does. The headphones still work. No matter how far.
Yeah, it's just, he's way outside the team area. First down, Sanders. A screen, but the throw was low. Pressure from Benito again, and Warren couldn't come up with it. Holly?
Well, guys, you're talking about how far away Mike Gundy is. He actually just came down to me on the 10-yard line and said, how about Des Bryant? He's just like a kid out here. Isn't he having fun? Like, Gundy's just down here chatting with us right now. It's very fun to watch.
Think about it, Holly, how many times he's been around this game, right? You talked about it earlier as a player, as an assistant, as a head coach.
31st time. He would love to have won more. He's 2-14 as a head coach against the Sooners. Second and 10. Sanders pressured again and delivers in and out of the hands. Plain green. There's a flag down again.
Right at the quarterback. Another hold. We've seen a whole bunch of holds. And left tackle, Cole Birmingham.
Nick Benito's been a handful lately.
Yeah.
He may have forced the hold.
Yeah, he was going to get around again. And Birmingham, instead of letting him get there, he just brought him down.
Number 67. 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
Benito credited with 47 quarterback pressures. That's the tops on the team by far coming in tonight. And he's made an impact again.
Well, he has elite get-off. I mean, he has a step where he's able to anticipate the snap count, and it puts a lot of heat on those offensive tackles.
Teams try to run at him to negate that. He's not always successful. By the time they double team him, Sanders has lots of time, and the sideline catch made well short of the first down by Tay Martin. They get a good chunk of the yardage back, but it'll still going to be third and about 8.
I feel like when this offense has their foot on the accelerator, they've been their most dangerous. When they've been able to pick up a first down, get their tempo going, get Sanders with the ability to run and throw. He's scrambling, he's running, he's doing different things. That's where they've had so much success. They need to pick up a first down to get that momentum going.
There's the clap, and again it was Winfrey among others coming in. Sooners are signaling false start.
I didn't see anybody from Oklahoma State move.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
He's done that really loud clap a couple times. At one time, it did produce a false start for his offense.
It works again. And these Sooners, that's one way to help your offensive line with Benito and Winfrey. Give them that hard, instead of the hard count, the hard clap, to try to slow this Oklahoma pass rush down. These guys are a handful as it is.
Fourth time they jumped offside.
Yeah.
Now it's 3.
Up to 12 penalties on the night.
Third down's been a struggle for the Pokes, but it's a lot easier when you only need 3. You try to run for it, and he's not going to get there. Jalen Warren knocked down by Asamoah. It's 4th down in midfield. And Gundy will send out the punt team.
Well, there's so much time to go in midfield. Watch Asamoah around the 45-yard line. Recognize that. Good jump cut by Warren to cut back. That play did not have a chance to go the way it was kind of designed, to go out around to the left. So he put his foot in the ground, checked it back underneath, and Asamoah was there to keep him short.
So Tom Hutton, the 31-year-old lefty from Australia, second oldest player in college football, kicks it back there, and that punt is blocked, and Oklahoma State falls out at the 5-yard line. Gray gives
Here's a huge gift to Oklahoma State. It's Bedlam, folks. Expect craziness. Can you believe it?
My one question, is there something with that spot on the field? Because that's exactly where Presley made the poor decision to try to adjust late to his punt return, drops it, Oklahoma gets a touchdown, and now Gray, same deal, same spot. He misjudges the ball. This one he's actually underneath. It just goes through his hands.
DeMarco Jones Jr. was right in his face, but it was legal and says thank you very much. A gift-wrapped possession for the Pokes at the 5-yard line. And you're right, it's gusty wind. Why try to field that punt at the 5? Warren. No, it's Sanders on the keeper, wrestled down.
They're running that option, that kind of zone read where he's looking and kind of feeling the linebackers. He can either hand that off to Warren or hold on to it. Benito, really, not just as a pass rusher, but seeing him getting off of blocks against the run, too.
Warren knocked down a yard short of the goal line. It'll be 3rd down. Cowboys running with tempo here at the goal line. Trying to catch the Sooner defense flat-footed. And pushing the pile in for a touchdown. Warren gives Oklahoma State the lead back. A 5-yard drive after Gray's muff.
That was a heck of a collision on a short touchdown run. Oklahoma defended it pretty well. Deshaun White, the linebacker, 23, was there at the point of attack. But the leg drive, watch 23 step into this hole right there. Boom. And then there's the leg drive of Warren to get it in.
4-point lead, you got to go for 2. So the Cowboys trying to stretch this to a 6-point game inside of 9 minutes to play. Bundy making the run down. Sanders rolling and will keep it. And the try is no good. Took a look at the end zone like he was going to throw, then tucked the ball. So the lead is still 4. But the disastrous special teams play for Gray in Oklahoma just gives the Pokes a gift. And they have a 4-point lead. The Sooners teetering on the brink of conference elimination right now.
Oaks have reclaimed the lead here in Bedlam. All the craziness of rivalry Saturday, then after championship Saturday, the selection show on Sunday, the exclusive reveal of the final CFP 14 bracket and all the New Year's 6 bowl games. Presented by AT&T 5G, noon Eastern on ESPN, noon until what, 5 or 6 hours you guys going?
I think you have a hit, right?
I have a cameo.
You have a hit, and then you're out. Back to the sun for you.
The CFP rankings brought to you by PlayStation. We talked about a lot of the marquee games today. Michigan figures to jump into that top 4. Notre Dame clobbering Stanford. And remember down here, see Baylor? Baylor looked to be in trouble, but Baylor now is in position to go to that Big 12 championship game if the Pokes can hold the lead. Capital One presenting the rankings to you.
My thought is Michigan leapfrogs Cincinnati and Alabama after their dominance today in Ann Arbor against Ohio State. They could very easily move up to 2.
I think a lot of folks would agree based on Alabama's unimpressive showing against the Auburn Tigers. Williams ducks down at the 28-yard line, and now this Oklahoma offense has got to find a way to get going. There's some urgency here.
They've had 5 possessions, 4 punts, the fumble, the muffed punt return. It's been a tough second half.
A whole lot of penalties. Long throw, and that is...
He hold on to that.
Mario Williams, did he go behind the back?
It looked like
off his hip.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. I think it did.
Unintentionally fancy.
Went into the hand warmer, I think.
There you go.
Hold on to that.
There's shoulder mobility there.
That's a catch, Bill.
First down at the 35. And Williams get hot again. It's been a while since he's been in rhythm. They've been pressuring him. Trying to get the ball out quickly. Another catch by Williams. He hasn't really been involved much tonight yet.
Keep in mind that you got a freshman who's got an incredible future, a very talented quarterback, going up against one of the top defenses in the country as far as statistically one of the tops. Very aggressive, very multiple, like to disguise, like to confuse. So it's not just, hey, let's crank up Lincoln Riley's offense, no problem. He's going up against a very talented group, very experienced veteran defense here.
Quick throw, and once again, Williams, the intended receiver. That's incomplete. You know, this Oklahoma State defense, they've talked about reshaping the culture. They've been so tough. They've been so great all year. They've been given an opportunity now, Kirk, with that muff with a touchdown to protect a lead. This is exactly where they want to be. The whole kind of career building to this.
Absolutely. Now they got him to 3rd down and 8.
Jim Knowles' defense. They came in together as young guys and really struggled with this new system. They've all grown up together, and they've been tough to beat this year. 3-man rush. Williams is going to be chased down and sacked. The 3-man rush got him. Colin Oliver. What a night for the freshman.
That's pretty nice when you can rush 3 and drop 8, take everybody away downfield, and with that coverage, he's got to step up. But look at the freshman Oliver not give up on the play. Not only is he athletic, he's relentless. Look at him. He sees him escape and chases him down. Nowhere to throw that ball downfield. It's 3 deep and 5 under. All the receivers take it.
Man, when you are a true freshman, you're playing surrounded by all these seniors and super seniors, and you lead the team in sacks, and you come up big in a rivalry game as he has tonight, see why they think he's got such a massive future. Fair catch made. Oklahoma State back to work, up 4. 6:44 to play in Stillwater. turnaround for this Oklahoma State defense after halftime.
Incredible. Got the strength of this team, got him back in the game. Oklahoma has had 6 offensive possessions, 5 punts, and 1 fumble. Give Jim Knowles and his defense a lot of credit. And let's not forget about this play. Remember that? It was a dead ball penalty on a 3rd and forever that they picked up the flag. But give the Pokes defense credit. They have been flying around and getting Caleb Williams and company off the field.
4-point game. Sanders with the keeper. You know what Casey Dunn and Gundy would love to do now? Rely on that running game. Grind away. Protect this lead. And if you don't add points, take time off the clock and pin the Sooners back.
They have been in so much of a tempo mode tonight, and now you go into this kind of 4-minute offense mode, and now Mike Gundy's asking his guys to slow the throttle down and work that game clock.
Is it a mistake? Should they keep the tempo going?
Well, it's worked for them, but I think you might see it if they pick up a first down. Right now, it makes sense to try to work some clock, but you want to still be aggressive.
Once again, that hard clap. It's a false start. This time it's going to be on the Cowboys, not a 5th offside penalty on Oklahoma.
False start. Offense, number 85. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
It's Jaden Bray, the freshman receiver. Sometimes you can outsmart yourself. A couple times tonight.
Yeah. The calmest Mike Gundy's ever been for Bedlam on the sideline. Hands in his pockets. He's kind of taking it in.
I think he's really that calm on the inside.
He's hanging out down there with Dez, watching Dez Bryant, watching the game.
2-14 against the Sooners.
He's churning it.
Favorite tonight. And Warren is going to be wrestled down very quickly there by Jalen Redmond. It's going to be 3rd down and long. There's the chilled Mike Gundy. And Bedlam as a player didn't beat him. Sooners were pretty darn good in the late 80s. As an assistant, 3-6-1, and then 17th year as a head coach. He's gotten the Sooners as big underdogs, as spoilers sometimes. It's a very different role. It's hard for all these fans to feel like Oklahoma State is the favorite in this game. It's been so one-sided. And a short throw, complete to Green, who's tackled at the 20. He stays in bounds, but here comes the punt team. Asamoah got him down.
Let's think about what Mike Gundy is doing here. I mean, how many times has he taken his team to the Big 12 championship game?
0.
That's what I'm saying. So he's taken them already.
Right.
But think about what could be at stake if he holds on here these last 4.5 minutes.
Did win the conference championship in 2011 before there was the championship game. Mims is back as the punt returner. Button. That's a boot that drives him back to the 34, and he'll just scoot out of bounds. And no flag there. Tackle right along the paint. Holly?
You guys are talking about Coach Gundy, and I remember a conversation I had with him this spring after spring football, and he said, we have had more energy, more juice, and more productivity in this spring than in the 17 years I've been head coach. He said we were running up to 100 plays per practice, getting reps, really coming off that COVID year, coming out with more intensity, more preparation, and he felt it way back in the spring that there could be something special here based on what he saw with his team in that intimate setting.
He told his guys, get to the championship game. Just find a way to get to the championship game. I don't care how you do it. Yeah, they're already there.
You know, rather than looking at that last possession as a wasted possession, that's a head coach that believes in his defense. They played well in the second half.
Brooks picks his way and is tackled. Nice shoestring grab by Brock Martin there.
I mean, think about it. Oklahoma's had the ball 6 times, and they've punted 5 times in the second half and fumbled the other possession. So you work clock, you run 3 straight times, you work a little bit of clock, you punt it away, and you say, hey, defense, go do it again.
Williams backpedals and delivers a throw right at the 50-yard line. Woods goes down, makes the catch, and they move the sticks.
Caleb's looking to his left. I thought he might go to Jeremiah Hall. Instead, he comes all the way back to his right and just kind of flips that ball in a heck of an effort by Michael Woods. He's kind of pointing out, showing the Christian Holmes, we got a man up here. Now think about this, quarterback's going from his left, comes all the way back to his right, and they pick up the first.
Good protection again, ball out very quickly. They're trying to negate that pass rush. Kirk Williams has been getting the ball out so fast lately.
Yeah, he gets it out quick here, and he had really soft coverage at the bottom there with Woods. The corner that time about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Oklahoma State's thinking, hey, it's not just a field goal. They got to get in the end zone.
Three-man rush. Now they close in on Williams, who throws it over the middle in traffic, tried to get the ball to Hall, and that was Malcolm Rodriguez says, no, I've got my eye on the H-back now. Yeah, much damage done in the first half.
A lot of damage. Great play by the leader of that defense.
Look at the tension. I mean, these folks are so anxious. It's been so many years of misery. It's been so lopsided. Many feel like this is their chance. Now they have a defense to handle the Sooners. The defense has got to get another stop here.
I love seeing Caleb Williams' face as a young freshman out there competing, communicating with his receivers, offensive line, looking over to Lincoln Riley, getting everybody on the same page.
Like winding down, they just get it off on 3rd and 4. And that is the catch made by Stockner. Another play made by the H-backs. Another first down.
Again, works left, comes back to where he has one receiver. Watch his eyes. Left, the 3 receivers, comes back. Patience, tight window. Good job by Stockner working back to his quarterback. Great execution, great play by the freshman. Great poise, Chris. Great poise.
All 4 catches. Stockner 4, Willis 3. Stockner and Willis with touchdowns tonight from that position. Inside of 2.5. Brooks. Small crease. Knocked down at the 34. Picked up 5.
Time really not an issue in this Lincoln Riley offense with 2 minutes to go in this game. Smart to mix in a run. You don't want to be one-dimensional. Let this defense just lock in on these receivers. Have all 3 of your timeouts.
Need a touchdown. Would like to do that and not leave the folks much time. Snap comes. Williams wasn't ready for it. He was lucky that it bounced off his hand and he just chucks it away.
Wow. He's communicating with the receivers. He actually steps up to his right and the ball gets snapped. He's looking to his right. He takes a step. Ball snapped. That's where the athletic ability, and there again, the poise. He doesn't panic there. But, boy, just a miscommunication that time.
That was good reflexes. Yeah. That ball gets past him. It's a disastrous
They did that in the Cotton Bowl against Texas. Threw a touchdown pass.
It's 3rd down again.
They come.
Pressure. Williams backpedaling, twisting and spinning and trying to get there with his legs, and he'll be dropped well short of the first down. Devin Harper tracked him down. It's 4th and long. Ball game coming up.
He brought pressure from his left. Look at the snap low. That affected things. Now he's got to step up. This is just him improvising, trying to find somebody downfield. Nobody there, and he can't quite get to the corner. Good job by the defense by Oklahoma State. Here we go.
The Pokes defense needing a stop.
The kid left it out there, man. The freshman quarterback, who's, again, he'll have more opportunities in Bedlam. He's just trying to make a play. Man-to-man coverage. Looking downfield, everybody covered. He's trying to buy as much time as he can to hope to get some separation. Realizes nobody's getting separation, and that close. You can see the first down. He needed another 5 yards, and he had it, but Harper makes the play in the open field.
That was a great look, Kirk. That was spectacular defense. They covered everybody and contained the quarterback in the end and eventually got him to the ground. And Oklahoma's got all 3 timeouts. They'll begin to spend them here. And this is the effort. Look at, he's giving everything he's got.
I mean, everything, and he just can't get away from Harper, who's one of the leaders of this team. Man.
This has been a battle, and Oklahoma's offense has been shut out after halftime. Remember, they got the safety who covered that fumble in the end zone. And then there was the muffed punt, which turned into a touchdown. That's been the only scoring for the Sooners after halftime. And this Oklahoma State defense, all these veterans, all these seniors, they played so well all year. Didn't look so good in the first half. Boy, did they respond after the break.
Yeah, they really did. We at halftime, we had what was considered the typical Bedlam shootout, right? I mean, that's what we had. And things changed drastically. Jim Knowles would be very proud of this defense, the adjustments that they made to get themselves back in the game.
Of course, 1 first down ends it. Warren stopped for a short gain, and Oklahoma spends their 2nd timeout. So Lincoln Riley can stop it just 1 more time, force a bump. They wouldn't have much time left.
No. If they got a minute 07, 3rd and 7. If they are able to hold on here, for people that don't follow this the way you and I do, I mean, you have the SEC championship. Who knows what will happen there? You have a Big Ten championship. See what happens if Michigan can get through. You got Cincinnati playing Houston, and if Oklahoma State wins, they're going to play Baylor. And on back-to-back weeks, you beat a top 10 team in Baylor, or Oklahoma, and then you get Baylor next week. I mean, that's a pretty strong statement in the last 2 weeks.
He didn't look chilled now, does he? There's a little emotion in Gundy's eye. I know it's here close. You just got to finish the job here. After this 3rd and 7 play, if they don't make the first down, and they don't, Oklahoma will spend the last timeout here.
That's why, going back to what you said, you don't want to waste that 1 timeout offensively when they are at that 4th down. By saving it, they were able to get the ball back now.
Caleb Williams trying to find some energy and have 1 more chance. They'll have to create a miracle. They'll have to go a long way without a timeout.
Oh, yeah.
They're capable.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Gundy would have loved to be able to grind out 1 first down and end this thing with victory formation.
Yep.
Would be as fitting, though. This defense goes back on the field having to come up with 1 more stop.
I think it's great to see that Caleb Williams get 1 more chance against that defense.
Got to get the punt away first time. Tom Hutton, the 31-year-old, gets the snap, makes 1 step, and boots it high. Williams just says get away from it, and it will bounce sideways and out of bounds. 54 seconds to go, and the Sooners 80 yards away from a potential game-winning touchdown to keep hope alive for a Big 12 championship and a long-shot CFP bid.
Let's look at the motion of Caleb Williams. Listening to Lincoln Riley. This kid was, when he was recruited, you talked earlier about how he didn't play high school football last year because of COVID and the restrictions in that area. The top dual-threat quarterback in the nation. Could have gone anywhere. Came to Oklahoma to play for Lincoln Riley. Now here he is in Bedlam. 1 last chance to go 80 yards and get into the end zone to try to win this game.
Yeah, take a sack. Got to be careful about completed passes in the field. A play short of a first down. That would chew up time as well. Fine time delivers over the middle, almost intercepted. Wow, cutting in front. It was Bernard Converse.
He undercut it, read the eyes of the quarterback, knew the ball was coming, got underneath the route from Hazelwood right there. Does a good job with his quickness and instincts. Bernard Converse has played a lot of football for Jim Knowles in this system, and he read the eyes perfectly and jumped around, just unable to hold on to it.
Marvin Mims is the big play receiver on this team. He averages 22 yards a catch. Hasn't made an impact tonight. Can they find him perhaps? Williams collects the snap, has to evade the rush, and has a lot of space. Still running. Look at him go. Caleb Williams to the 30, right out of the 25. He's got some magic to him.
This is so special to watch this kid play. Watch how this thing opens up. They're in man-to-man. Nobody there to take him away. Everybody's still man-to-man. Everybody's got their back to the football. Now he's going to make a guy miss. You have no chance to tackle Caleb Williams in space. They push him out of bounds. Almost came up with 15 more yards at the end of the play.
A 56-yard run when things looked grim. Set up inside the 25. As time. One throw to the end zone. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Hazelwood. McAllister broke it up.
Throws that one with a safety behind the corner, and they're just hoping there. That's a, you know, Hazelwood is physical, he's big, but when you have a safety on the hash, really good chance McAllister's going to have a chance to come over and separate the receiver from the football, which is what he does.
Caleb Williams trying to do something that would make him an even bigger legend as a true freshman.
But Lincoln Riley aggressive up at the top of the screen.
Pocket closing down, end zone throw, and a battle over there, and no flag. It was West, covered by Corey Black. 22 seconds, it's third down.
It's underthrown, the receiver's trying to come back to the ball, and that's where you usually see pass interference with Black in the way of West, who's trying to come back for the football.
I see him grabbing him across the chest, pulling him back. Yeah, well before the ball's hit.
Yeah, I thought that was surprised at no call. Those underthrow balls where the defender doesn't see it, it's going to be pass interference typically.
Pressure. Williams escapes again and fires out of bounds. Incomplete. Trying to make a play was Mario Williams. Mims was over there as well. Fourth down, 14 seconds.
Good job by the defense that time of forcing him. I thought he was going to take off and run again. I'll tell you, the way Mario Williams reacted, I think he thought he caught the ball. He was out of bounds.
Williams have one more piece of magic. Down to the last play. And the play clock is winding down. No timeouts. They get it off. Williams in traffic. Dropped. Sacked by Colin Oliver. And the Pokes are going to win Bedlam. Fitting that the defense punctuates this victory, Kirk, and Oklahoma State eliminates their arch enemies and will face Baylor for the Big 12 championship and stay alive for the college football playoff. What a night for that young man.
It's very fitting that the Oklahoma State defense did it, that they stepped up and made a play. And how about Colin Oliver, the true freshman? We've been talking about Caleb Williams, the quarterback, as a true freshman. Oliver with a big night himself, playing great defense off the edge and applying pressure all night long. He comes up with the play that clinches his win for the Pokes. Bedlam.
First win in 7 years. One of the sweetest ever. Who knows whether this series will survive the move by Oklahoma to the SEC. Gundy has his doubts. He says this might be the last Bedlam played in this place. If it is, it's a sweet one for him.
He shook hands with his hat on. Look at that.
Man, he got back to that. A 56-yard run to put them in position to take shots at the end zone.
Yeah, and let's go back and look at that play where I said Mario Williams reacted in a way that he thought he had a chance to try. Look at this throw, by the way. Austin crawling on all fours to get to Caleb Williams. And that was how fitting is that's the final play. Crawling on all fours, and he comes up with the sack.
If that doesn't say everything about this defense and what this means, here's a guy who's brand new to this. He's in high school a year ago. He's out here with all these veterans, mentored by them, and Colin Oliver on his hands and knees crawls after the quarterback and makes the play to get him to the ground. Malcolm Rodriguez, the senior, the heartbeat of this defense, is with Holly.
Malcolm, so many shots at the end zone right there for Oklahoma. How did this defense come up time and time again in that moment?
Man, we knew they were going to take shots, and Coach Nolan said, just keep punching, man, keep punching. Got after the quarterback a little bit. He was scrambling, he was scrambling. So we just wanted to keep getting after him, making him move with the speed.
There were a lot of mistakes in this game. How did the defense overcome those to really shut them down offensively in the second half?
We knew we knew we're the best defense, so we just knew that we just got to go out there and punch and just keep fighting, man. Just do our thing, relax, and just be us.
You're from a tiny town in Oklahoma, Wagner. Not a lot of schools wanted you, Malcolm. How have you come in here and become the heart and soul of this defense that is on their way to a Big 12 championship game?
It's just our hard work paying off, man. Just, believing in myself, coaches believe in me, teammates believe in me. I mean, we're just a close group, this team is. So, I mean, just all the hard work we put in.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. And Sanders shook up a couple of mistakes, had that big touchdown run, which was enormous. There were a lot of mistakes in this game. There's been plenty of controversy. Fans on both sides, especially on the losing side, would complain about the officiating. It looks on paper, Kirk, you look at the score like another shootout. It wasn't. Pokes had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Oklahoma didn't have any offensive points after halftime.
No, it turned out to be the second half. I thought we were going to get 4 quarters of what we saw in that second half, but it was a great effort. Really, both teams had some momentum, like great rivalry games typically do. Kind of goes back and forth, but man, at the end, Oklahoma State standing tall and headed to the Big 12 championship.
Williams gave everything he had, and as you said, Oliver crawling on his hands and knees to make the play that ended it. So it's going to be a rematch. Oklahoma State beat Baylor here by 10 in October. A tremendous defensive performance. The Bears were held under 300 yards. Sanders had 3 picks in the game. They survived that, and they'll play for the conference championship. And Oklahoma State, with an impressive performance, very much in that conversation with the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to just go back to what Malcolm Rodriguez said. For any coaches that are out there, this team doesn't have a whole lot of draft picks. In fact, I don't know if they have any first-round draft picks. What they have is just a bunch of blue-collar guys, kind of like a Bud Foster defense. They played together for 3 years. They buy into the system. They like working. They like to compete. And they love each other. They have each other's back. So you don't have to go out there and hit every 5-star to have a great defense. Jim Knowles is an example of getting guys that are kind of just tough-minded kids that love to play football, and that's why they have a great defense.
Boy, it's been a monumental day and really a weekend. If you look at the dominant teams in 3 conferences, Clemson was officially eliminated on Friday night. Ohio State, which had won 4 consecutive Big Ten titles, will not play for the championship. Oklahoma had won 6 consecutive Big 12 championships. They will not be in the championship game. So a day of really big shifts. And if you love the sport like we do, how can you not appreciate what Michigan did? The Auburn-Alabama quadruple overtime game, and then this one to punctuate it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is what people have been clamoring for. We need some new faces. We need a change. We don't want to see the same 3 or 4 teams every year. Well, if you're in that camp, you got what you want. I mean, we'll see what happens in Atlanta next weekend with Alabama and Georgia. But it's fun to have some new faces, new players, new coaches, new fan bases to show that, hey, there's opportunities. And we'll see Cincinnati. I still feel if they beat Houston, I think Cincinnati's going to be in the playoff as a group of 5. We've never had that. So there's a lot of excitement, I think, that's still brewing here over the next few weeks.
But told you in September, before championship Saturday, Clemson, Ohio State, be out of the playoff mix. Oklahoma out of the playoff mix. Before championship Saturday, that would believe me.
By the way, how about that?
There's going to be a big party in Stillwater. There's a party in Waco because this comeback by the Cowboys put the Bears in Arlington. So a festive end to what's been a tremendous, tremendous rivalry Saturday of college football. A sea of black and orange in Stillwater. They'll be singing all night here. 37-33.
started talking with the offensive coordinator, John Buckmeyer. Excited about his development. It's not been his night, but he's had his moments change this year, I think.
Yes, he started this game off 11 for 15, and then he lost his rhythm. And that's what we've seen with some of the errant throws in the third quarter.
Oh, here that ball tipped looking for Williams. And that's broken up.
Now, that's something Don Peterson with an excellent timing. It just shows you what he can do. But that's something Centeio has to improve, dating all the way back to the beginning of the year. First game of the season, the tip passes, finding passing lanes. He's about 6 foot, 6'1". It's imperative that you find those passing lanes if you're going to avoid some of those tip passes. Been quite a number of those for him this season.
Don Peterson wrapping up quite a career at Nevada. Sprint right, Centeio. Pocket collapses, he ad-libs. Got some quick feet. Louisiac here to clean him up. Defensively for Nevada. It's a gain of 5 there for Todd Centeio. Leadership capabilities. Well, Steve Adazio compared him to Tim Tebow, the national championship winning and Heisman Trophy winning QB at Florida. Not necessarily the ability on the field, but the leadership qualities. Now that's high praise. You're in the same sentence as Tim Tebow, you're doing something right. 4th down here. Team captain leader will try to keep them on the field offensively. Trouble with the snap, it's on the ground, pass to Butler is incomplete. And on downs, it's turned over to Nevada.
And they've had a couple of problems, and some problems, that time was the snap. They had some problems with an exchange earlier. For the Rams, it's been a long night. Here it gets too low, no goal for Centeio.
While the trusty vets can still sling it. And the division races? Too close to call. Let's see how it shakes out. Sundays on CBS.
All the bad early night here in the Front Range, Fort Collins, Colorado. All right, updated playoff poll. Bedlam goes to OK State, and Notre Dame crushes Stanford. What do you think, Jay?
I would still have Oklahoma State as in a higher position than Notre Dame. Now, right now, that's why the first team out is Oklahoma State. Defensively, Jim Knowles and what he's done with that defense has been tremendous. And it's been about some of the guys who've been there before, like Harvell Peel, and then you add a guy like Christian Holmes at cornerback. I think now you got Nate Cox in the game, and we'll see what he does.
All right, 6'9", Nate Cox is in. There's the Toa Tawa. Oaklandakis on the stop. And he grinds ahead to about the 44. 6'9", Cedar Lafayette, Louisiana. transfer from Garden City Community College. He did have a touchdown pass against Idaho State. The only TD pass of the year for Nevada, not belonging to Carson Strong. So the big guy's in. We assume Strong's evening is over. Just shy of the single season passing yards record in Nevada history. Set just about every other record in Reno. I'm sure Wolfpack fans are wondering, he's going to play in the bowl game? That's a big question now. Tao adds to his total. Flag flies. Toby McBride, the brother of Trey, also a team captain for Colorado State, has the stop.
Holding. Offense, number 55. Senior penalty. Remain second down.
The jacket's on, Jay. The helmet's on, but the jacket is on. And the night for Strong spectacular. So Matt Mully told us this week in our call that if Nevada wins, and if Carson stays upright, doesn't get too banged around in this game, he thinks anyway, and he talked with Carson about this the day before we spoke with Coach Mummy, he'll play in the bowl game. So now your advice would be?
Well, also, what bowl game are we talking about? I think that's another consideration in terms of whether or not you're going to play in the bowl game. Last year's bowl game, we'll get into it after this snap.
All right, first penalty of the game, moment ago for Nevada. Devontae Lee can't grab that pass from Nate Cox.
Let's go back to last year's bowl game and what he did. Like, you look at these passing yards and the 70 touchdowns, we think that was coming into tonight. But the thing about it is, when you watch about what they did last year in the bowl game, he had a pretty good bowl game in that game. So he's gotten the bowl experience. Where do they get the invite this year? Who are they playing against? Is it an opportunity for him to increase his entire profile?
So you're thinking the opponent, absolutely, and their defensive scheme and style is a factor. Interesting. Third down. Here's Cox, the big guy, steps up, delivers a nice ball. The catch is just about to the original line of scrimmage. Fourth down, Jay Norvell with a big lead, but a short field.
This is an attractive get, though, if you got Nevada to go to the bowl game, an 8-win Nevada team with a coach like Norvell. And I feel like that's an attractive get for any bowl. So there are going to be some teams that, you know, some bowls are going to be looking at them. He's going to probably do it.
He's caught it before, right? Big guy, little pooch, off the catch from Harry Ballard. Nice one. Very good kick from your backup QB.
There was one time he got the kickoff against New Mexico State. We wondered how he got it off.
It was wild play. 32-yard kick for the 6'9" QB.
Remember, that snap went over his head. How do you get a snap over a 6'9" punter's head or a quarterback's head?
Evan Elias, Jay's going to come to the game. So back up for Colorado State. Nate Cox versatile. You understand, for talking with Carson Strong this year, that Nate Cox can dunk like nobody else on the football team. Elias carries. Very nifty footwork there for Evan Elias, freshman from North Las Vegas.
Yeah, Legacy High School. And I think for him, this is an opportunity to kind of show offensive coordinator John Budmeyer how he has grown in a game. There are a couple opportunities this year. Here's another.
Jalen Thomas. Nice first down run from Elias. Goals ahead at 25.
Remember, I asked about this kid during the week when we were talking about, and he talked about how in the pocket he actually has been building. And that's something that he wants to see John Budmeyer, the offensive coordinator.
On second down, Elias keeps. Chased out of bounds by Jack Powers. And the grad student Temple transfer the night for Todd Centeio. The Floridian does have one more year of eligibility. Not the way he wanted to go out. And we attended the team walkthrough last night, Jay. That was an enthusiastic practice.
Yeah.
There was a lot of optimism based on the game plan they had in place to take down offensive juggernaut Nevada. Here's the lefty. Elias scrambles, throws in the move for Gary Williams, who gathers in traffic and does have a first down. Nice throw and catch.
Well, they know he can do that. As a matter of fact, when he gets in the game, a lot of design and rollouts are in play. That time, that wasn't necessarily a perfect spiral, but Williams snags it anyway.
gain of 11. First down, Jalen Thomas dancing through traffic. Williams first to get to him, trying to strip again. Turn on the lawnmower, right? Strip it. Pull it.
You cut some grass?
Always. I'm the lawn guy at home, man. The two captains there, Chamber.
You push lawnmower?
Yeah. Battery power, as a matter of fact. It's a good workout. It's a big job in August in Florida.
I shouldn't be that surprised. You were hiking up here in Colorado.
Had a good one today. Yeah. Beautiful reservoir nearby. That's great. There's John Bibbins, the carry. Looks like Love. First to get to him, Christopher Love. Some heavy contacts, the redshirt senior from Encino, California. Coaches call him a real thumper for good reason. Got to give some credit to Brian Ward tonight, too. Defensive coordinator, what they dialed up against Colorado State.
I think Brian Ward is one of those coordinators that understands how to attack your protections. And that's something that's important when you're going against a team that runs the ball and play extra passes.
Elias Keeps. Deion Henley got to him first. Reaches up and finishes him off with a good tackle. Receiver from Los Angeles, Brian Ward. D-tackles coach as well. He talked about possessions with Air Force last week and how he was impressed how they limited Air Force to the production based on possession. There is an injured Colorado State offensive line, most like Keith Williams.
Well, he was talking about the fact that they stopped him on 8 possessions, or typically they get about 8 possessions, and they ended up with 12 in that game. So that was one of the things that, he talked about that just how difficult it is to when you're going against a team and you stop them that many times. But I mean, Brian Ward has done a good job going all the way back to Bowling Green in 2015 as a defensive coordinator there, and in 2000, I believe in 18 at Syracuse, they led the nation in forced turnovers. What are they doing this year at Nevada?
Forcing a ton of turnovers.
Right. They also
sacking quarterbacks, too. All right, 4th and 2 here. Elias, the freshman, gets some reps for Colorado State, the lefty. Here comes some pressure. And it's incomplete. Williams closest to it. Lots of heat. Camera was there. Mountain West standing, so we know this. Utah State, San Diego State, Jay, for the first time in the school's history, will meet in the Mountain West Championship game. Utah State playing the first Mountain West title game, lost it in 2013. San Diego State has won 2 in school history, and 11-1. And their QB change yesterday was a big difference going to Brookshire.
Yeah, I mean, because a couple weeks back, you had Lucas Johnson playing against this Nevada team. But the guy that we haven't talked about that has done a tremendous job at Utah State is Logan Bonner. What a season he's had throwing the ball around all over the yard.
Big year. Arkansas State transfer. Talatala breaks some tackles. Lumbers ahead. Cameron Carter with a hard hit, but Tala picks up real estate. First down at battle.
It's off this left side. Now, we've given a lot of credit to Kamara, but that time Cole Turner sealed him, and then Stewart doesn't wrap up. And then you got to wrap up against Tower because he's a player that plays and is low to the ground in terms of center of gravity.
Plays with power.
Tower? With power.
Oh, come on. That's pretty good. Here's Total again. Totes the rock. Flag flies at the end of the play. Ajayi has a tackle for Colorado State.
Well, there was another tackle. You'll see it here on the replay.
Holding. Offense, number 18. 10-yard penalty. Main first down.
Harry Ballard comes in, and if you want to see a tackle, watch off the edge right here. There's a tackle right there. He gets a tackle against, that was Stewart that came in there, and he tried to wrap him up, trying to make a crack block, and then you tackle him. And Ballard has had his moments, even a touchdown against New Mexico State earlier this year.
38-7. Nevada leads Colorado State. 3 quarters complete from Fort Collins. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.